Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
To play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Start with Chris. Add a dash of sport, squeeze in some music, then shake, don't stir. And you've got the ultimate blend, LTID, with your host, Chris.
Hello! I am here. Just bear with me 1 second. Here I am. How are you doing? Welcome along. Oh, God, what a day it's going to be. What a day. I've got my lucky shirt on. We've not lost under Dean shirt, under Dean Smith. You can see the sort of day it's going to have. If I disappear, maybe about 10 minutes into the show, it's because I've gone to try and get a better link to watch the game. I have found one, but apparently it only works at sea or if I'm up in an aeroplane. Well, I'm a bit far from an airport to get up on a flight, but obviously living on the south coast, I could nip off and get onto a boat and go out for a bit of a row and maybe pick the signal up. So if I do disappear, that's where I have gone to. Excuse me. But I do want to start because we have got Fulham coming up. A panic of a match. I'll tell you, I am absolutely pooing my pants. I'm on to about my fourth pair today. But I just want to sort of say, I haven't been around for a week because I got a strike against my channel. And when you get a strike against your channel, it means basically that you can't go live for a week, which is why you've not seen me doing any football for a week. But I do actually just got to say, I want to show this because it kind of, well, it backs up what I'm saying. It was F1, and I got this from F1 this morning, which I will read out to you if you cannot see. But it says, thank you for contacting F1. We acknowledge the previous incorrect information that was provided to you and apologise for any inconvenience this has caused you. Although this has been, the mistitled opportunity I mean, we are still bound to strictly follow our policy regarding copyright. So basically, we're saying we got it wrong, but fuck off. We're going to put a copyright strike anyway. You've got to love the powers that be. Welcome along. This is the Watchalong. Are you ready for this? Are you sat on your commodes? Have you got your toilet rolls handy? Well, I don't know. Toilet rolls next to a computer. That might be putting out wrong sort of messages. But we are here for the watch along. Fingers crossed. Things can only get better.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Oh, definitely. Definitely would love it. This is LTID TV from Leicester Till I Die. We are live again, and it's nice to be back on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And for those of you listening to us on the podcast, on your favourite podcast platform, thank you very much for lending me your ears. And don't forget, you can follow us on any of our socials, which are all listed below there. Let's bring in, before we just go to the chat, let's bring in the man himself. We're relying on him today because his dad does have an influence. Let's bring him in and say hello to Jesus. Hello, sir. How the devil are you?
Oh no! Don't mention the devil. He's my father's least favourite son. We all know that story. Bless you, my child, and bless this football club, for thou shalt stay in the Premier League. That is the code of Jesus. This is the way.
We hope so. Before we get onto the team, how nervous are you?
I think I'm just at that point, when nerves aren't a thing. It's like, okay, what happens, happens. Yeah, I want us to win, and yeah, I'm nervous that a little bit that we're going to go down. But I think my body's just at a point where it's like, just take it. If we go bad and it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But
I do feel a bit like a heavyweight boxer, or even Amir Khan, who's taking the beating. And I just a bit unfair, but you know where you're just taking beating after beating, you just think, oh look, I'm going to go down and lay down. I think we got a bit of false hope up with Dean Smith coming in, and then we did well against Man City. We beat Wolves, and suddenly, obviously being football fans, I think we're back in the position of like, well, we can beat anybody now, which obviously we couldn't. And I said yesterday on the preview show, look, we've got two draws against teams that are fighting for us, down the bottom as well, fighting against us, I should say. But it's disappointing, and that's, I think, because of how well we did against Man City when we expected to get walked over, beating Wolves. A couple of months ago, we would have taken those 2 points, wouldn't we?
Yeah, you would have snapped your hands off for them. I mean, I brought it up in the preview show. This is the first time since October that Leicester had gone 3 games undefeated. It's one of them for me where it's. I think we're still stuck in that mentality, like you say, Chris. We're stuck in that mentality that Leicester can have a bad patch, but once they get a win or 2 under the belt, it will roll on. It will go 5, 6, 7, 8 games undefeated, and we've probably become.
Chicken baby is trying. You know you're a Steps fan.
Oh well, step up to this then.
Well, I have been on the naughty step for a week, so it's only time for me to
well. The power of the naughty step, mate. The power of the naughty step.
Indeed.
But no, I think we've maybe over the last 4 or 5 years, or seasons, however you want to look at it, we probably, as fans, become accustomed to that natural effect. Like, well, we lost a couple of games, but we'll win the next 6. It's fine, or we'll win 4 and draw 2. So I think now we're at that point where it's like, probably could have used a win in them 1 of them 2 draws, but if we get a win today, it kind of patches it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't think a point's good enough for us today, especially with Forest playing Southampton. Later on, you'd expect them to win that. West Ham beat Man United yesterday, so they're 37 and way out of it now. We're 7 points behind them. We're not going to catch that up. So, yeah, it is an important game. Good afternoon to Gray. He's back from Skeggy. Hey, good old Skeg Vegas. Who doesn't love a bit of Skeggy? Don't ever tell her I call her that. Watch the Everton game. We will never look comfortable. No, don't start me on the Everton game. I know my therapist said it's good to talk, but I think I'm talked out on that game. Ray is in, says hello. Gray says afternoon, Brad. Lethargy was there for all to see against Everton. I think they just knew what to do against us because they went for us early on, trying to get an early goal. We gifted them one. We always go 1 goal down, don't we? We just never came back. But look, let's have a look at the team. It's going across the bottom, as you can see, as well. But this is the team. 4-2-3-1, which is, I think, what you went for, Brad. In a
roundabout sense, yes. Yeah, I did.
I mean, I don't know why we even look at the actual formations these days because they're so fluid. It's like melting, the ice cap melting. It goes anywhere when you get on the pitch. But look, it's Iverson in goal. Castagna, Soyuncu, Faze, Christensen's back. Sumari, Tielemans, Madison across the centre. Pratt and Barnes either side of Vardy. My surprise is, I think. Well, no. Let's talk about the ones that are back. Those that have sort of stayed in, fair enough. But Christensen, I think we need his. What's the word I'm looking for? Not get up and go, but his. Oh, give me the word.
Drive.
That's it. Thank you. His passion. That's we need that for this game, don't we?
Yeah, we do, and you know me, Chris. I'm like the analyst of. I'm the analyst of a different variety. I listen to the press conferences and the training videos, and I try and pick up on certain things to pick out certain topics to bring up. And Dean Smith did say after the Everton game. Sorry, I know, I don't want to bring back bad memories for you, but I have to say the Everton game. And he basically seemed to hint that he expected Everton to come at them, but the reaction that his players give was a bit too defensive. And I think that's why he's put Christensen in. You're away from home. You've kind of got to do what Everton did to you. And I think he's gone, okay, I'll use my attacking left wing back. And that's why he's gone with Christensen. I think you need you today. We can't afford. How many weeks have we been saying to Chris? We cannot afford, especially away from home, to keep giving them the impetus. Yeah. Keep giving them something to defend. We have to be the team that goes, okay, we've scored first. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah. There's a very nice lady on Optus Sports here covering the match, I must admit.
Focus, Chris. Focus.
I don't know where to look. If anybody ever complains about women presenting men's football, get lost. That is very sexist, but no, to be totally honest with you, in all fairness, most of them talk more sense than the men do. So let's be honest, when it comes to Michael Owen, that's not hard. Samari, I mean, you picked Samari in your team. Mendy was chosen by Craig. I kind of think, what has he done wrong? And yes, we all like Mendy. You know, I want him signed. I want him tied down to a new contract. But at the moment, Samari's come in, taken his chance. Funny he's playing better now that Rodgers has left. And maybe he's being used correctly. But fair play to him.
Yeah, fair play to him. I do feel for Mendy. He is one of them that if you said to me, do you want to keep him for a core squad player? I would definitely keep him. And my thing is with Samari. I think the reason he's getting a nod over Mendy is, unfortunately for Mendy, a very obvious reason. Because you're getting a fresh perspective. We're seeing that with a certain Atletico Madrid bound Caglai Soyuncu being picked, even though he's not going to be here next season. And that's his physicality. The one thing Brendan never let Samari use was his physicality. And we saw it. And yes, he gets some, yellow cards that have your heart in mouse, but that's what we need in that middle of the pitch. Mendy's really good on the ball and he can drive forward like Samari can. And they're both similar in that sense, but we just need that physicality. And I'm glad to see Samari there.
No, I am 100% behind you. I love Mendy, like I say. I hope he signs a new contract. If we've got to let any of the midfield three go, I'd be quite happy to let Ndidi go, to be honest with you. Samari was brought. Then Rodgers turned around and said, look, I want him to play this way. Well, why didn't you buy a player that played that way then? That's too simple. I don't know. And we've said for ages, I moan the fact that he's always picking up like simple yellow cards. But then on the other hand, I'm always saying we need that physicality in the centre of the pitch. We've missed it. We haven't had that, that Roy Keane-like player, if you like, that's going to put his foot in, that's going to say, you ain't passing me. And, Samari, like we said, funny that he's, suddenly playing better. Now he's playing like he should be playing. Tielemans, I'm disappointed in, meaning, because I don't think he's actually all that at the moment. Maddison, look, I'm not going to go wet there, Maddison, after last week's game, but you've got to include those two, I guess. But let's start, Pratt. Barnes, well, first of all, Barnes, Craig won't be happy at Barnes coming in, but Pratt, I'm not calling you a Pratt, not to your face anyway. It's an old joke, but I'm an old man. I'm pleased to see him, and I hope he takes his chance.
Yeah, I do. I think he's been very unfortunate pretty much since he signed on the dotted line for Leicester. He's either had injuries, he's either been frozen out by a Wally, or he's just. No. Let's be fair. You can't call
Brendan a Wally. Bellend, yes. Wally, no.
Okay. So Bellend throws him out. And then suddenly realised he had no right wingers because his beloved son, adopted son, who he spent 30 million on, was a big bag of shite. No, it's right, I correct that. He was a big bag of Spanish shite, just to alliterate exactly who I want about.
I think you knew who you meant, but I think you are being very. No. Shite does have a use.
Well, yeah, okay, so I don't know. Whatever you think is not useful, put that in front of the word Ioti Perez. You'll be there then. And then he realised, oh crap, I've actually got a half decent one here, but I keep freezing them out, so I maybe need to bring back in. I fear that it's too late to convince him to want to stay, but you never know what happens in four games' time.
He has got a year left.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been one of them, like a bit like Sionchu, hasn't he? Where the transfer talks never gone away that he'll go to Torino in Italy.
Yeah.
But again, that's a future problem.
Yes,
That's
it
one thing that Dean Smith said in his own confidence. It's not my job right now. It's not my responsibility, sort of thing. Which it isn't, because he's not
No.
a full-time manager.
No.
He'll deal with that when if he needs to next season. I'm just glad to see him play, Chris. He's one of them. He goes in the Mendy category for me. I like seeing him play. I think he does well.
Sorry. I've just shown the highlights of the Everton game. Oh no, I can't watch it again.
Count to 10, Chris. Count to 10.
I'm not watching. I'm watching. I'm not watching.
No, don't watch. Don't watch. Don't watch.
No, he's missed it again. Bloody hell.
Zero matters.
How can he miss it again? Bloody hell, how many attempts does he want, this man?
Dear.
I mean, the substitutes are what you would expect. They're all there. Only little bit my worry is that it's a different lineup again, and it's hard to come in when he's come in and sort of maybe know your best lineup, and he's obviously what he started with Wolves, which was no Tielemans, no Maddison because of injuries. You've got to bring those back. Whatever I say, they are your two best players. And let's be honest with you, Tielemans can be absolutely rubbish for 89 minutes and then hit the strike like he did against Leeds, and it changes the game. So they've got to be there. I accept that. But is he making these changes every week? Is that good?
It can be. I mean, the obvious change that he does make, don't, Grace, stop it. It's like Faulty Towers. Don't mention the war. I think we got away with it.
Love it. Love it. 40 Towers. They're bringing it back. Get in.
Oh, brilliant. But no, I think it's only subtle changes. I mean, look, he had zero time. I mean, unlike Sam Allardyce, who's got negative time, he had practically had zero time to analyse his squad to the way he would have. If he'd have come in, I don't know, maybe if Top had have left sentiment on the bench and sacked Brendan a few weeks earlier, it could have been a different story. But there's certain positions that he's got to kind of go, okay, you're fully fit, you're match fit, the other option isn't quite match fit or whatever, I've got to go with you, sort of thing. And I'll come on to the two areas that he's kind of changed that I don't mind. Yeah. Tete's been ineffective, so I don't mind him giving Pratt a start. He maybe thinks I've got to give someone else to go there because you're not working, mate. And that's fine. That's totally fine. And the other one that isn't a change that I don't mind is the way he goes about deciding whether it's Christensen or Thomas on that left back situation, because that tells you that he's either going for it from the start or he's being conservative. The rest of the squad, barring injuries, hasn't really changed under Dean Smith. Iverson, Cags, FaZe have been the back two. I know he went 5 against Man City, but okay. But he went back. His useless back two is them. The midfield has lost KDH, but again, I'm happy for that if it gives more freedom to our creative players.
Sutar, Ricardo, Ndidi, Mendy, Dewsbury Hall, Tete, Daka are ones that are on the bench. Although I did just have a heart attack because I was just reading the news, and apparently Fulham, I'm not saying that they're short of players at all, Fulham, because of course they've still got no
Mitrovic.
But apparently they've brought in Tete for Cedric.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully it's either a very good ploy by Dean Smith and saying, look, we'll lend you one of ours, or there is somebody else called Tete. I'm not sure which. Very quickly, because I think we're going to be joined by the Fulham fan in a second. Just wanted to Ray says here, Luke Thomas is useless, too slow and small to be a Premier League left back. We would have been in the shit without him this season, let's be honest.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. This is why I pointed this out, because I kind of glanced and got the gist of that comment. Luke Thomas is not quite ready for Premier League football, but you have to remember something, right? Whatever your opinions are of Brendan, during the good times of Brendan Bull, that's what I'm going to call it, right? During the good times of Brendan Bull, he was training with the first team, wasn't he? As the youth development was, as we've seen over the years, 3 players kind of got picked from the under 23s or whatever you want to call them and put in the first team for their experience. They were never expected to get any first team football. Maybe a couple of minutes chucking on when the game's dead and buried just to take the edge off it and they can get the debut out of the way and whatnot. But we had a 19-year-old that had to play a quarter or just under half a season for us. Luke Thomas, he ain't going to get any taller, I'm afraid. Unless he suddenly shoots up half a foot overnight, he ain't going to get any taller. He kind of Chilwell in stature. And he has a lot in common with Chilwell. Thankfully, not in his attitude, because he's a very lovely lad, very lovely, well-spoken, still a little bit shy in his interviews even, lad. And we've got to remember, right, not only was he chucked in at the deep end, but he is not an attacking wing-back. There is a stark contrast between Christensen and Thomas, and that is, until Thomas learns and develops to handle being an attacking wing-back, he's used to give that defence an extra number back in case we get caught in midfield, or they dispossess us.
Yeah,
he's not useless. He's just developing, and we have to remember when you're used to seeing Christensen and on the other side Ricardo and Castagna going like they're an F1 car. Oh, sorry, Chris. Bad nightmares of the strike. I didn't want to bring up the F1 there. Yeah, when they're going up and down like that, and we get so used to seeing that. Yeah. Shh, don't mention the war. I told you this.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that now every time I get. But Thomas won't do that. And I know it frustrates fans because you're like, why won't he go past halfway? Why won't he overlap Barnes? Because that's not what he does as a defender.
But we had to use him because there was nobody else, let's be honest.
Well, no JJ, Castagna was knackered, Ricardo was knackered. So, yeah, he gets to play.
Yeah. Score goals is in. Miller, hello. Hopefully Leicester stay up. Indeed. If not, I was looking for you to add to my list for next season, just in case, mate. How's it going? Hope you are well, and I know you had all your exams, I think it was last year. Hope they all went well as well. Get your predictions in. You can see we've just put ours all up there. John is in. Good afternoon, John. Hello, boys. Well, I've not been called boys for a long time. Hello, boys. Reminds me of an Ultimate Bra advert. Hello, boys. I have a feeling we will scrape through 5 points from the last 3 games as an improvement. West Ham are now safe, so the last game will be easier for us. Avoid defeat today. I don't think it will be easier, in fairness. And I'm totally not, disputing what you're saying, because you can look at it 2 ways. I am looking at it the other way, that now they know they are safe, they can just go out and play with great ease. They've got Europe to worry about. So, yes, they could go out and say, look, we're going to concentrate on Europe. If we lose these games, it doesn't matter. The other thing is, it's like once a team gets relegated, Brad, isn't it? Once you're down, they start playing better. But just before we'll come back to that point anyway, because we have got a special guest coming in. Glad to say he's been able to make it. And let me just sort this layout out. There we go. Emilio, how the devil are you, sir?
Hello, Chris. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly fine. Thanks. It's good to be back. It's been a couple of years. I think we did the last time we were in the Premier League when Napoli got into the Europa League and played yourself. So remember that a couple of years ago as well. So.
I do. I was reading our messages about it. Emilio is obviously a huge Fulham fan, and that's where he's walking to now. And he's also a big Napoli fan, and we had it was very helpful to us when we met them in the Europa League, as was. Emilio, can I first of all start by just saying congratulations, what a fantastic season you've had overall.
No, it's been a fantastic season. I think the name of the game this year was all about staying up. Didn't care if we finished 17th. That was the mission. And to be honest, we had a very good 2022 first half of the season. We've lost a bit of momentum the last couple of months, but you'd expect that. With a bit of injuries, fatigue, depth of the squad, but overall, I'm very, very pleased, very proud of this team. At times they've punched above their weight, but it's sort of like getting points on the board, isn't it? Survival's the name of the game, and we've done that. So next year will be tougher. I think next year will be a tougher division. Like Chelsea, Liverpool, the teams that struggled somewhat this season will push on, in my opinion, and we've got to make sure we bank the points against teams around us. We did that at the beginning of the season, and the last couple of months we've been less consistent, dropping points at home. We've got to be stronger at home, but overall, we can't
Are you with us?
That's normally where we are, trying to.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Are you, can you hear us? I think we lost you for a minute there. No, I think he's gone.
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
You can hear it, right? I heard that. No, yeah. So, and I'm going to say Marco Silva. I mean, I had you staying up. I've got to be honest with you. You weren't in my bottom three, but the fact that you had Marco Silva, he's absolutely exceeded surely all your expectations, and because he's surprised, I think, fans of especially Everton, but most other clubs as well. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hear me? Hey.
No, I think Emilio, really do appreciate it, but we're not picking anything up from you at all. Can you hear anything, Brad, or is it just me?
I can hear wisps of the wind and every robotic noise, but I can't hear any sentences now.
I'm so sorry. I had beans earlier.
Yeah.
All that. Can you hear us, Emilio? Hello? Earth calling mother. No. Emilio, thank you so much for trying to come on. We're going to have to let you go. But I do appreciate it. I won't say good luck for today because I don't mean it, but absolutely well done on a fantastic season that you're having. I think we're going to have to. We'll let him go. We'll let him go. Unfortunately, look. I mean, thank him for coming on. They are having a great season, and I've got to be honest with you. Kind of just as we say, Silver comes on the screen. Look, if Leicester aren't going to do well, I do like to see these other teams doing well. And you got Fulham, you got Brentford, you've got Brighton, who are all kind of popping into the big. Oh, he could be back. He could be back. Hello.
Hello.
Hello there, can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
I'm just walking to the turnstiles. I can hear you okay, can you hear me?
I can now, yeah. I couldn't before, so sorry to let you go. Just saying, Marco Silva, you've got to be really pleased with him.
Very pleased. And to be honest, I don't think we've got enough credit, to be honest with you. I thought, it's all about the Serbi, it's all about some of the other managers, but, Unai has done a great job of it. But I don't think Silva has got enough credit. We were, consistently
Emilio, we are still struggling. Thank you so
very much. In a way, that's probably helped us.
At the end of the game, if you're able to walk in a way you can get a better signal, please pop on because we'll be on the same link at the end of the game. Can't say good luck for today, like I said, because I wouldn't mean it. I really hope we stuff you. But look, well done for the season. Great to see you doing well, and good luck in the future. And hopefully, maybe speak to you at the end of the game. And he's gone on to mute. So yeah, look, which this live TV stuff, Lark, it's not easy, is it?
No, it never goes wrong, does it? I kind of heard a little bit of what he was saying. He was saying like all the hype the praise that's been given around De Zerbi and Thomas Frank and that. Silva's right up there, and he's right. He is right. I mean, Marco Silva's gone a little bit under the radar with what he's done, especially because obviously that's better, John. Thanks so much. There you go. You got a score prediction.
We've got a couple of score predictions coming in. Get them in, and we'll add them to ours for the game. I've got to say, I mean, Facebook users, I don't know who you are because again, you've not registered, you've not got your name on the end there. We have 3 more games after this. How is this our last chance? I'll tell you how this is our last chance. We've got Liverpool next. Do you honestly think we're going to get 3 points from Liverpool? We're away at Newcastle. Do you honestly think we're going to get 3 points there? I don't think we're going to get anything from those 2 games, personally. West Ham, like I was saying before, if they're at the beach, they could be that relaxed that they just walk past us. It could be that all the pressure's on us, and sometimes you get too much pressure. We've seen it, haven't we, Brad? I've touched on it before. When a team is relegated and pressure's off, they suddenly start playing well.
Yeah, does anyone remember a certain championship season where Stoke, I think they were already promoted, and I don't think they could drop out the playoffs, and they couldn't drop into the playoffs, and they couldn't win the league. So Stoke were already promoted, and Leicester needed to win to stay in the division, and I think they needed someone like Southampton to lose, and Southampton got smashed, and Leicester needed to win or whatever it was. And we couldn't score, could we? It ended 0-0. Ian Hume hit the post and everything, and Leicester ended up going down. And it could be difficult. I mean, the one thing that people will hold on to for that game, if we only get a draw today, is they'll go, okay, then the scenario we need is West Ham are safe, which they're all but, you would say, obviously, right now. And you need David Moyes to wake up on that Sunday morning and go, we've got X team, whoever they would be. I haven't been following it, obviously, because we're not in it, in the final next Thursday, or presuming it's straight after, because it'd have to be straight afterwards as well. If it was a few weeks away, he'd put out a strong side. But if it's like Sunday and then they play the final on the Thursday, we kind of need David Moyes to be in a position where he goes, right, Declan Rice, you're not playing. So-and-so, you're not playing. I can't risk you guys getting injured. We need you more for Thursday night. So that would be the only way I'd see us really coasting to a victory over West Ham, because otherwise, on paper, up against them, it'd be a difficult game.
Yes. Oh, I think so. Totally. They've got us as a 4-3-3 on the Premier League show, so that could be interesting. Do you remember a certain time when we were about to move out of Filbert Street? We'd been relegated, and we won the last game 2-1 against Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes, I do.
In my defence, we were relegated. We were down. Pressure off us.
Yeah, and people sometimes get annoyed at that when they're supporting the team that get relegated, because they're like, well, why didn't they play like that all season? It's like, because I had the pressure on them all season.
Yeah.
Once there's nothing you can do, no matter, if you go into a game knowing, oh, well, we could win 80-0 today, and we're still not going, we're still not going to go up or stay up, then you're kind of just playing shop window football, aren't you? You're either keeping yourself in the shop window, or you're proving to whoever will be in charge next season that you can get them straight back up. Yeah. That was a wonderful day, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was about 17 minutes to kick off. Not that I'm counting it all, but it's just on the screen. Hi, Hella. Hi, Russell. Coming in. Matthew Harrison there. Welcome along. Shane's in. Steve Ayling's in. Shane, I just mentioned Shane, haven't I? Chester, which one did you go for out the two, your heart or your head? And they're just showing the Vardy penalty again and the goals. Let's hope, because I mean, I've obviously been a huge fan of Ward, and I wanted him to start, and I still think it was right that Schmeichel had to go from his playing side. But I've got to say, Everson has been absolutely bloody brilliant these last few games, and he should be our number one going forward. But Vardy as well, and I know you've been vocal as well as myself in criticising him. But like we've touched on with other players, it's funny now. He's earned us a penalty, got a goal, had one ruled off by VAR after the bell end left.
Yeah, and again, Vardy's comments would surely back the fact that he wasn't being played to his correct use, and it's all of a sudden got fans thinking, oh, well, maybe Vardy has one more. Maybe Vardy does have another season in him, because it can't be, you're thinking if he's 26, you may be thinking, oh, well, maybe he's just he's had a rough season, and this could be just a weird sort of thing for him. But he's 36, and you're just looking at it and thinking, how has he suddenly gone from dead and buried, end of his career, it's not going to end on a good note for him, bit of a sour note for him to end his career on, to 2 goals and an assist in 3 games? It just cannot seem to make sense to me how you can't just flick a switch. He is human. It's not like
He's had one start in the last 2 Premier League games. He's got 2 goals, 4 attempts, 3 on target, 50% shot ratio.
Vardy. Jamie Vardy's whole career since he got going at Leicester, isn't it, really?
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. But like, what I'm saying is, like, when you take that for the last two games, I just, as I say, I'd written him off, but maybe, and we've seen it before with Puel, and this is what gets me with Rodgers, because when he came in, he got Vardy playing, he got Vardy scoring again. We were playing exciting football, and he's tried to change it. And okay, I get it that things move on, formations, people's favourite formations change, and the way that we play football and the way that you manage changes. But if you're trying something and it's not working and playing this tippy-tappy passing 3 at a time football, it wasn't working. But you can tell these things after, okay, let's be generous and say 5 games. But he he was like saying, I'm sticking at it for 5 seasons until I know it doesn't work.
Yeah, I know.
Very true, Gray. This is very true.
Yeah, that is very true. Very true. Now, check your heart rate here, Chris, because I'm about to say something that will shock you. And I don't want you, getting uneasy here. But I have a slight defence towards the bell end and piss pot Puel. All right.
I'm sorry, just say that again.
I have a slight, and it is only a slight defence for the bell end and piss pot Puel.
Your opinion is wrong.
Well, probably is. I mean, to be fair, I'm just clutching at straws here. But the thing is, right, the one thing we talk about, I just said about Vardy, how I said it can't be a coincidence that the guy couldn't score in a brothel, then gets played properly, and he's back to horrific Jamie Vardy. Yes. It cannot be a coincidence that Puel came in, we started playing attacking football, and then Puel ball, as we linked it, took over. And the same thing transpired with Brendan. He went, this is crap. I'm going to go back to what they can do best. And look what it did for us. We can't deny what it did for us because it brought us European football and it brought us silverware. So you have to give that credit where it's due, whether you say it through gritted teeth. It feels like somebody higher up keeps telling these managers after a season and a half, right, but we can't keep going that way. And they're probably going, but we can because we keep winning games and we keep doing well. And he goes, yeah, but they'll figure us out. So make these players play a plan B and stick with it this time. And they're going, okay, but if these players can't play that way, they're never going to adapt to it. So if you insist, and I do think partial blame for Puel and Brendan's dire style of football has to go a little bit deeper than just them being stubborn as dog poo on a trainer. You know what I mean? Because how can I say I tried to be PG there, but how can the same couple of managers completely contrast of each other keep making the same mistake in going well for a year and a half and then messing it up and seeming deliberately doing it on purpose? So I hope that mentor's gone, or I hope at least whoever's in charge of us next season goes, no, sod your second way. We haven't got the quality and calibre and depth of squad like Man City to do that. So shove your second tactic up your arse. This is what they can do. I'm going to tell them to do that. I'm not going to get them to try and play this tick-tack away. It's not how we do it.
Yeah. Brookline, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day. I'm guessing it's morning over there. Transfers under Puel were great. I don't think they're as bad as we remember them now, to be honest with you. I think maybe Brendan's pulled us down to that level. Steve, I'm not sure what you're on about there, Steve. Nate is in as well. Good morning, Nate. How are you? He's gone 2-1 to Leicester. Look, you can see the predictions up there. I've got some of your predictions here. Get your predictions in. Talking about the predictions, and I was saying earlier on previous shows, and depending where we end up next season, whether it's in the Premier or the Championship, there are going to be changes to the channel. There's a lot of changes coming. Some of them big, some of them small. We've introduced 1 or 2 of them already with regards to layout and what have you, so hopefully you're liking that. But one of the one of the great changes that we've got is the changes to the Xbox Prediction League, because we've got some more Xboxes joining us. You may or may not know some of these names depending on your age, but we've got Paul Reed is joining us. That goes back to the 80s, I believe. Richard Smith, who, if you are actually go to match days, he's one of the hosts there now, and he's got his local business, Bash Skip Hire, in the county as well. So Richard Smith, nice to have him on board. Julian Watts, the old the blue rinse totty there, he's joining us back. He used to be a regular on the show till his wife got fed up with never seeing him, which I understand. But these two, I mean, I can't believe these two are joining us, but they are. Julian Smith, then Julian Joachim. And we all remember Julian Joachim. He is very kindly agreed to come on board as well. And, well, I don't know how well he'll do because he's still weighed down by the gentleman that's in his back pocket. But Pontus Kamark is joining the Prediction League as well. So that'll all be next season. So some nice new names added there, Brad.
Yeah, it is. I tell you what, if you could get a goalkeeper like Katie Keller signed up, you might have our squad for next season. I think that's about 10 players you've got.
I know. I mean, the back's already sorted because you've got Walsh and Taggart at the back there, and Reedy, I think, was a defender.
You got Kamark as well.
And Kamark, yeah. And you've got Lynex on the wing. Joachim up front. I mean, it's a good team, isn't it?
Yeah. Stick that back in its prime and send it to the Prem. We'll be all right next season.
Exactly. And Marshy up front as well. Just a nod.
Yeah, with his socks around his ankles, because he was one of them that always got mocked because his socks never stayed up, did they?
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say a big shout out to Ian Wilson. He's over in Dubai at the moment, lucky bastard. But he's over there in Dubai at the moment. But he is hoping for a repeat of when he was in the team that played Fulham and he scored the winning goal. So fingers crossed. I'm going to just catch up with a few scores here. So Brad, this is, to me, we're not down if we lose this, but we're as good as, in my eyes.
It's one of them. It's very weird because, first of all, it's 3:00 on a Monday. It sounds as strange as you hear it in your own head. Trust me, it's very weird to say that. I wouldn't say we're all but down if we don't win this game. If we lose it, the thing is, this is again take two of Leicester's big opportunity, because this is the opportunity, and we know who they're playing. We know Everton are playing Brighton, so for fuck's sake, Brighton, you better turn up. This one time I'm relying on my ex's football team to actually come and stuff someone.
They let you down the other week, didn't they?
Yeah, so you better turn up against Everton. But the thing is, everybody's already written Southampton off against Forest. If we win this game, right, or I think you've just put the pressure on them. You put the pressure on them because they will know a draw will not change their circumstances. And that's what it does. A draw gives them the impetus to know, okay, a win's great. Kind of like what we were. A win's great, a draw's not the end of the world. And we don't want to give them that feeling that a draw is not the end of the world. But let's just get the win and leave it in our own hands. And at least then we're in control of our own destiny, as they say.
Yeah. Good afternoon to Jeff, or good evening it will be to Jeff from the Philippines. The players are in the tunnel at the moment. He's going for 2-1. I tell you what, I woke up this morning. My first thought was the game. I'm thinking, it's Sunday. I mean, it's Monday, for God's sake. I just can't get my head around this.
Yeah, I can't. This stupid king and his coronation. Why don't he watch Coronation Street every other time when every other normal person does?
I've got to say, if anybody's missed it at all, because of course there was a lot of controversy regarding the Scousers and Liverpool booing the national anthem. I did do a show, one of my rant shows, Life's a Pitch, on were they right or wrong to boo do the national anthem. I love the fact that the players have to wait outside to come on the pitch at Fulham. It's brilliant. I've got to say, for me, look, we live in a free country. The thing that actually says he's not my king is absolutely fine because he's not elected, and I'm not going to get political here, but he's not elected. But then that's quite the good thing because if we did have an elected, head of the country, then you're not going to please everybody anyway because half the people won't have voted for them. So there is that. You have every right to boo. And I joke about about the wheels and the tires and the benefits and what have you. But look, they've every right to boo. We live in a free country. Fair play to them. John has gone 3-2.
John, you really like to keep his heart rate going, don't you?
Yes, it does. I think Steve Smart went. Steve, hang on. What did Steve say here?
He's gone 3-0.
3-0. Okay. Just talk last thoughts before kick-off while I just load something up.
I think this is probably one of the most crucial points in Leicester's history right now. People might think, how can you compare this to winning the Premier League or the FA Cup or the European journey? And it's because there becomes defining moments or defining games in your club's history which can lay the format for where you go over the next few seasons.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens today, we have to make sure that what we see today and what happens is that first brick in the foundation of Leicester's rebuild, because this is going to be the biggest rebuild that Leicester have had to undertake in years. We're losing several players out of contract. We're losing several big names, let's face it, to other clubs, whether it's on a free or we're going to get a bit of money in the pocket for them, in terms of two obvious midfielders. And we have to stay united.
Yeah.
Do that today. If we win or we draw, even if I won't say it, win or draw, let's get behind them because we could be setting the stall out to define the next 5 to 6 years at Leicester at least.
We are.
And if we win today, I'm with that comment that you just put up saying we're staying up.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Brad. I will see you at half time, and let's hope we've at least got a smile on our face.
Yeah, if we're not, I won't come on because I'll be too busy swearing and you'll have to count the strikes against you.
It's all right, Mason's not here. We're safe.
Okay, no worries.
All right, mate. See you later.
See you later, buddy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So thanks to Brad there. He will be back at full time. The players are just coming out they are on the pitch now. They're just doing their warm-up. Chris is in. Geordie, thank you very much. I believe you were inquiring about me. Let me just explain very briefly what happened because, as you know, I do Formula One watch-alongs, and I was actually struck off, if you like, given a strike because I was using Formula One graphics off their website for the live. We can see the drivers going round, and I had actually asked Formula One if I could use those, and they actually said yes, you can. I got screenshots of it, and I'd used them for a couple, and no problem. And then on this one, I got obviously it went down straight away. Anybody that was watching would know suddenly it ended. As part of that strike, you're not allowed to post live for 7 days. So I could only start actually posting live yesterday. Although I did do some live to pitch one and I did some Eurovision ones, which obviously are pre-recorded. But as you can see there, this email this morning off Formula One, we acknowledge the previous incorrect information that was provided to you and apologise for any inconvenience this may have caused you. Yeah, you've just fucked me up for a week, So basically what they're saying is, yes, we gave you wrong information, but our rules, we're still gonna strike you. So that's where I've been for a week. I did actually have it on, mate. I did have it on, and yeah, it was actually quite boring, wasn't it? It wasn't exciting at all. We're about to kick off, guys. Do remember. But thank you very much, Geordie. Like I said, I believe you were asking after me, so I really do appreciate your concern. No spoilers in any form about substitutions, players picking the nose, whatever it is. no spoilers. It will just get you kicked out. And we're going to have a bit of the national anthem. So let's just have a listen as to how this is being received. Yeah, I think that was received rather well. There was the odd person that was not singing along, but like I say, we live in a free country. So a couple of people have quoted on my Life's the Pitch video saying like a couple of things, but look, watch the video because you've had a go at me and you've obviously not watched the video because I actually support the Liverpool fans in their right to do it. I think this might be Dave. If that's you, Dave, you said you fancy 3 big ones today. Well, just don't tell the missus, eh? Not going there. I'm not going there. I don't think you should either. Okay, here we go. About to kick off. Remember, no spoilers, no second warnings, any spoilers, and you are just kicked out. And we are now closed for the predictions. 33 people in. Please do give us a like if you can. Smash the likes. It does really help the channel. Gets us seen where we're not normally seen.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming. Football's coming home. It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming. Football's coming home.
I can get away with that one. We're not kicked off here yet because he's just having some problems, the referee, with his equipment. Probably like the Facebook user with his 3 big ones. There's a good crowd there from Leicester. In the playoffs, I take it then, Chris. Congratulations, mate. Well deserved. Blue Army, indeed, Grey. I know. I've got a satisfied smile on my face having done that. I've thought the ball rolling. There we go. I'm not singing because I wouldn't do that to you. If you want to hear me singing, follow the Eurovision shows. Oh, there's Cliff. I've just seen Cliff in the crowd. The only one with the green and yellow shirt on. Love that shirt. Steve Lynex time. There's a good Leicester City crowd there by the look of it. So I'm about to kick off. So I am probably, what am I looking at? Possibly 4 minutes behind him. Well, I don't know. Everybody else has kicked off. I don't know. I'm about 3 minutes behind. So please do not spoil. Okay, here we go. We kicked off. Fulham in their home kit of white shirts, black shorts, are kicking left to right. Leicester in their all blue home kit, although they're away obviously, kicking from right to left. The team you can see is going across the bottom. That is our starting 11. Immediately a Fulham players down. Samori immediately lets somebody know, I'm here. Just kicked off there, so pretty much we're in that. So yeah, I'm currently on 47 seconds. So depending where you are, if you want to set your clocks, whatever, do feel free. Luke is in. Good evening, Luke. I'm hoping and praying right now a favour is done. Yeah, I bet you are. It's a free kick to Fulham. It's a free kick to Fulham straight away. This was from the Samari tackle. On the near side, just in front of the penalty box, but near the corner flag. Fulham chip it in. Oh, and it's headed high, wide, and not very pretty. So the first to get anything on the board is Leicester, and that was the free kick. In fact, it's a corner. It was a corner. I thought it was a goal kick, but it's gone out for a corner. Told you's in. Good evening, told you. How are you doing? And we can't get it away, but finally it comes off a Fulham player and out. A bit of a panic there in the Leicester defence, but we kick it. Christensen, I think it was, kicked it, came off a Fulham player, out for a goal kick. Hope you are well, told you. Now let's just, let me put this back up a second. I just want to, let's upload the and we'll have a look at the table as it looks at the moment. How many times has everybody been to the toilet today? A long boot out there by Everson, but it's well taken by the number 2. Talking of going to the toilet, the number 2 for Fulham. It's with Christensen on the near side. Chips it upfield. Barnes doesn't quite fall for him. Booted away. I know Fulham have still got it, but they're running it back towards their own goal. Barnes cuts the pass off, and it goes out for Fulham throw in halfway into their half on the near side. Nottingham Forest are playing Southampton later. Barnes now on the left. Lovely couple of moves there by Leicester. Brings it inside. Back to Samori. Samori now all the way back to the halfway line in our own half with Faze. Faze at long ball upfield, but Maddison is down. Is that a free kick at all? Don't know whether he slipped. Oh, it was a free kick. So first 4 minutes gone, pretty even. This feels strange for me because obviously normally when we kick off on a Monday, we're behind everybody else, and we will be for the next 2 weeks because obviously we've got Liverpool at home a week today, and then Newcastle away 2 weeks today. Both of them, I mean, I don't think we'll get anything, and that's not me being dismissive. That's just looking at where they are in the table and where we are. But Newcastle, I'm surprised, got beaten by Arsenal yesterday at home, and of course Liverpool. Depends which Liverpool's going to turn up, isn't it? And that's the thing. But Brighton are kicking off against Everton at 5:30. Forest play Southampton at 8 o'clock. I may do a watch along for Forest Southampton. What's everybody's thoughts? Because obviously that will directly involve us. Congratulations to Northampton. They've been promoted from League 2, so well done to them. Oh, Leicester got it in the middle of the far. Oh, that was a push. He gets away with it. Push on Maddison there, or Vardy. It's all up in the air at the moment. A bit of air tennis. Leicester can't get the ball at the moment. And Fulham bring it away. Nice one, Nate. I might do that, Forest Southampton. The Forest fan wants me to do it. I'm sure. It's a funny old game. Yes, it certainly is. I think we can get a result against Liverpool, but not against Newcastle. Well, let's be honest with you. Last time we played them, it was we did score all the goals for them. Forest, I'm going to the pub with the missus. Oh God, yes. Do you know what? I had a nightmare last night. The fact that Leicester got relegated, Forest stayed up, and Coventry got promoted. Can you imagine that? Oh God! It seems ages since we last played Coventry. We used to play them. Used to work with a Coventry fan. We were both in Burnley, but we were both Coventry fans. We used to have a pound bet on every time Leicester played Coventry. Yeah, that's to the big spenders. I know Paddy Power's not going to be worried about me, is he? But yeah, I must admit I did come out on top more often than not. It wasn't best times for either club, if we're honest. Vardy's back defending again. Gets it away now, but Pratt can't bring it down. Fulham bringing it away down the far side, hugging the touchline. Brings it inside though. Oh, past two Leicester players beautifully. Back out to the wing. Robinson for Fulham is having quite a good game so far. Luke's going to the match. Quite right as well, sir. Wouldn't expect anything less of you. Fulham have got it on the near side. Chipped into the box. All phase. No nonsense there. Kicks it out. And then Barnes just helps it out for a throw into Fulham on the near side. Equal with the penalty box. They're panicking a bit in defence, Leicester, at the moment. I think that's the nerves coming through. Oh, crap there. Took Robinson out. I'm given a word from the referee. But he's got a free kick for Fulham. Hi, Cyber. How are you doing? Yeah, I most certainly was supporting United. But look, you're safe now. So take pity on us on the last day. You don't need to. You can just be on the beach. Just let us win on that last day. And if you do that, I'll support you in the final if you get to the European Cup final. How's that for a deal? Oh, Fulham has scored. I don't believe this. Direct from the free kick. 10 minutes in. Fulham 1, Leicester 0. That's embarrassing. It doesn't touch anybody. Oh, Everson's got to do better. And if you saw it late or not. Well, same old, same old. Play, train, repeat. Sorry, play, train, concede a goal, repeat. Basically, isn't it? We need more than a fucking win now on the last day. We're going to need a miracle. Not the way we're playing, mate. Unreal. Unreal. Yeah, another gift of a goal. Exactly. I think it was Pratt gave the free kick away. No, I think it was Robinson, wasn't it, that scored? No, it was Willian, yeah. You're quite right. Yep, Doug. Indeed. Not the best start. Never fucking is with Leicester, is it? We're just absolutely, totally shit. And I'm not so sure, Cyber. I'm not so sure. Playing like this, we deserve to go down. No. Yes, it was. But yeah, exactly. Exactly. I could join you. I could join you. 30 minutes gone, 1-0 down. Unbloody believable. Iverson, in my mind, Iverson's got to be doing better than that. I'm not going to say Ward would have got it. That would be being very, very unkind. But he might have done. No, we went a goal down against Wolves. What has happened to that set piece coach? We had a set piece coach. Has he gone with Brendan? Samari wins it in the far corner. Oh, lovely ball back into Madison. Mario! Oh! Oh! Samari pulls it back. Lovely for Madison. Runs into the box. Maybe should have passed it earlier. Takes it towards the byline. Gets the crossover. Barnes. Oh! Didn't quite. Oh, was it a corner that? No, it was given as a goal kick, but I think it might have been a corner. Well, that was close. They have LCFC. Yeah, they have. Oh, good defending by Soyuncu there. Good defending. Reed for Fulham was down this north side. He was in with a shooting chance, but good defending by Soyuncu. What idiot is that? Not been playing him for most of the season. Oh yeah, the bell end. If you it's a corner, but it's headed over, and I think it's a goal kick for Leicester. Cyber, send me a tweet, and I'll let you know. You'll have to do it by post. It's actually only just by me, to be honest with you. So they're about a 10-minute drive away from me in Poole. I can blame Brendan for where we are, because if it wasn't for Brendan, we wouldn't be in the position we are now. We wouldn't have players that have got no confidence because the confidence has been knocked out of them, and we wouldn't have players like Soyuncu that are leaving us when they were a top class defender because the bell end wouldn't pick him. So yes, I can blame Brendan for the position that we are in. For the games, obviously not. Yeah, hopefully he's not playing to the camera today. That said, he goes down and loses the ball, and Fulham come away. Fulham are through here. 2-0. 2-0. Yeah, he's in Somerset. Yeah, not so far from him. John, I'm going to have to time you out, mate. You put that there, and I hadn't even. Well, obviously, it was before I announced it because I was looking down. So I'm afraid you're going to have a timeout. You know, there is no. I get fucking fed up with saying do not give any spoilers away. Yeah, we did. We had to sell Casper. He was rubbish. John has been blocked for 5 minutes. Yeah, not 20 minutes gone. I'm not going to come back from this. We don't look like coming back from this. Vinicius scored. Haven't won for 3. Play Leicester. Mind you, having said that, they were playing some very top teams. Not a problem, Daniel. It is, and I will see you when you come back, hopefully for a game that we're actually going to win, which I don't know when that was likely to be. Hiya, Craig. Hope so, mate. Hope so. We have got the time to do it, but corner for Leicester. Vardy had the chance. It was a good effort from Vardy. Good effort from Vardy. Can we get anything from the corner? I very much doubt it. 20 minutes on the clock. Fulham 2, Leicester 0. So on a near side corner for Leicester. Maddison's going to take it. Short to Christensen. Christensen into Tielemans. Back to Maddison in the box. What can he do? He chips it up, but it hits a Fulham player. And it's just booted wide. Christensen and Maddison linking up well on the near side. Maddison crosses the ball in, but again, he doesn't get it past. Well, it clips off the first man, and Fulham haven't got it clear yet, but they are dealing with it. Oof. That's a Leicester throw-in. Fulham went into the back of the player, but it was a throw-in. Maddison turns. Oh, and surprisingly, Maddison holds on to the ball and loses it. What a surprise there, Maddison. Will somebody tell Maddison he's not the only fucking player in blue? See who's also got to take a blame for this a lot, and that is Top. because he left it too late. He hadn't got the balls to sack Brendan Rodgers earlier, so he has to take some blame for this as well. The throw into Leicester on the near side. Oh, Christensen. It comes back to Christensen on the near side. Fulham couldn't keep hold of it. Plays it across field, across the back to Faze. "38 people watching. Please smash the lights, guys. It really does help." I know I keep saying that, but it does. Maddison, short pass back to Soyuncu, sorry. Then it goes to Faze. One of the hair bear bunch across to the other. Christensen boots it up. Offside from Vardy. The long ball up to Vardy. He was offside, but at least we're looking a little bit better now. We seem to be coming back into the game. Fulham playing it being between two defenders and the goalkeeper. I hope for your sake it doesn't, Cyber. I didn't see it, Cyber. I've no idea. That's the first booking of the game, and it goes to Barnes. Yeah, kind of. We can't really argue with that. On the far side now with Tottenham hugging the touchline, bringing it infield a little bit. He hasn't got a lot of options, a Fulham player, but he manages to find another one. Oh, that's a free kick. Maddison gives away a free kick and smiles. Of course he does. As you would say, David, you can paint a turd, but it's still a turd. Lovely ball down for Barnes. Can he keep it in? I think he did. Give him some options, for fuck's sake. Samari. Oh, fucking hell, he couldn't control it in the box, and Fulham get it away. Christensen gets his foot in. It goes out for Fulham. Fulham throw in their own half, midway into their own half. Cheers, Cyber. Yeah, Doug, we can do that. We can do it to both channels into problem. You ask, you tell me, Russ. I don't know. It just seems that we can't start games. We don't like to start playing till the 20th odd minute, do we? Man City. And if we do start without conceding a goal, we give them a penalty. Maddison holds on to the ball, pushed off it, but he does get a free kick. Oh, he's forgotten how to smile. He didn't smile that time. Yes, I like West Ham as well. All banter aside, I was pleased. I'm pleased for you getting, doing as well as you are in Europe. Like I say, as long as it's not any of the big 6 or 7, I'm happy for the teams to do well. And it would be nice to stay up, but I don't think we will. Colonel, if we go down, we blame it on two people. Daniel Everson. We blame it on Brendan Rodgers because he's a wanker, and we blame it on Top, the owner, because he hadn't grown a pair of balls big enough to be able to sack him earlier. Those are the two people we blame. Free kick from Maddison. Oh, goes for it, hits the wall, in for a corner. Try chipping it into the box, Maddison, then you know where our players are. Instead of just shooting it straight at the wall. The sooner you bugger off to Newcastle, the better. So 2 corners each. It's a Leicester corner on the far side. Maddison will probably try and curl it in on his own. Chipped out to Tielemans. Oh, well, I don't know what that was. I think have we got a corner off that because it was very wide. It doesn't. I don't think that could have been a shot from Tielemans. Don't know why Dean's talking to Adam Sadler. He's a waste of space. He's been totally poor. He's been totally poor, Nate. So another corner comes in, and it's a header, but it's over from Castagna. Just coming up to half an hour. It's another corner. Christensen with it. Into the box. It's a long one. It's up in the air, but fucking hell. Crap. Another crap corner. What has happened to our set piece coach? Still all Fulham with the possession, 58%, 6 shots to our 3. We both had 2 on target and both had 2 corners. Yeah, he's got another year left. Colonel, I don't think he'll go anywhere at this stage in his career. It would be if we did get relegated and he was to help us get back into the Premier League, that would be a nice end to his legacy at Leicester. So I think next season will be the last one. Fulham don't have much to do. Won't really have to do much now. They can just play it around. And I know, you know, we've only gone half an hour into the game, but I know that the pressure is all on Leicester. Yeah, we're back down into 15th at the 16th at the moment. Oh, Iverson. Oh, what a good double save there. Fair play to him, making up for his error on the first goal. I don't think you can blame him for the second goal. Oh, saved it. Point blank save from Iverson with his feet. Zamare bringing the ball forward. Back to Maddison. Cuts inside. Oh, he actually plays a pass. It's gone to Christensen. Down to Barnes on this side. Christensen gives him the overlap opportunity, but he brings it inside. And he loses it. And he gets a free kick. Another player that doesn't like to pass sometimes, Barnes. It was a free kick from Polina on Barnes. 31 minutes gone. Maddison with this free kick. 31st minute, chipped it in. Another cross that only goes as far as falls to Samari, but he turns it. But he left it for a shot. I think it was Madison, but it was straight into the goalie's arms. So Leicester on the far side with Madison. Through ball there, but offside. Vardy, he's getting caught offside a lot more than he ever used to. Gray apparently more than they used to do with the bell end, according to Brad. Ask Brad again when he comes in. He watches the training videos for us. Oh, Top is in the crowd. He doesn't look too happy. And I'm going to say, looking at your Top, you've got to take most of the blame for this. You have got to take most of the blame. Fulham come away. Lovely move by Fulham down the near side. Crosses it in. Faze gets his foot in. Oh, Barnes, lovely touch. Brings it forward. Gets it to Vardy. Oh, fucking hell. Madison slips over. Do us a favour, Madison, and bugger off somewhere, will you? Lovely move there, and Madison slips over in his fancy boots. Long ball over the top for Fulham, but it goes out for a Leicester throw-in. Nearly 35 minutes gone. Fraser is bringing it out down the centre of the park, looking for options. Plays to the one player that's got two players on him, but he gets away with it. Oh, so does Pratt. Lovely bit of play by Pratt there. Overlap here. Chipped into the box, and it's way, way over anybody. Anybody. Awful cross. Absolutely awful cross. Even Jesus couldn't have reached that cross. Tell you. I agree, Gray. I agree. Well, the Leicester fans looking absolutely miserable, as they've every right to, heads in hands. Nice stop there. Faze just... Oh! Sumari doing a little bit of a Brazilian there. A bit of a 1-2 with himself. Through ball to Madison. Madison brings it forward. Is he actually going to learn to pass? Is he going to pass it to somebody? Oh, he's passed it to somebody. Only to Barnes, though. Barnes goes to dink one way, chips it into the box where nobody is. Absolutely nobody on the end of it, Barnes. Nobody running for it. John, you're back. You've had your warning, mate. Next time you do a spoiler, it's a full lifetime ban. At the moment, Fulham 2-0 to the good, and deservedly so. Robinson now. Teasing Castagna. Comes down the near side. Christensen boots it upfield. Only as far as the Fulham player. They've kept control, kept it in. Barnes there could have stepped up and got his foot in, but he didn't. It let him go past, and Fulham have still got it. Fulham looks like they're trying to line up a shot here, Fulham. Oh, goes all the way through. And I've got to be honest with you, Suunchu didn't make contact, which is probably as well, because if he had done, it probably would have been an own goal. In fairness, Gray, we did have a good team when we built the ground. Just somebody ruined it. Oh, over the top for Vardy to run onto, but just a little bit too powerful, and runs safely into the arms of Leno. This is better from Leicester. Scott Minto says Leicester have been better going forward in the last 5 minutes, but they look so open defensively. They need to try and get a goal before half-time to help psychologically. Yes, they do. Oh, we just can't fucking pass the ball to each other. It's simple, Leicester. David, we should have won Leeds. We beat Leeds. We should have beaten Everton. We've just left ourselves more of a mountain. But if we can't beat Fulham, we can't beat Everton, and we can't beat Leeds, we're going to get fucked against Liverpool and Newcastle. And I think we'll be down by the time we come to West Ham. Robinson comes away, unfortunately, not a very good pass at the end, and it goes out for a goal kick, which Iverson will take. Robinson is looking their best player at the moment. Will.i.am and Robinson. They are both looking like really good players for Fulham. And they're doing it down the left to us time and time again. Castagna plays it infield to Maddison. Maddison and Barnes. We need some magic off one of them. That's going to be a corner. Yep, it's a corner. Barnes trying to get the cross in. Corner comes off Fulham. Gray, I wouldn't argue with that. Corner comes in. Tielemans doesn't connect with it, and it is cleared all the way back down to Iverson in our own half. And it's back again with Iverson. Yeah, we started a couple of minutes late, Doug. The referee had problems with his mic. Poor pass there, easily cut out by the defender. Look, just so much space in the midfield. It's almost like they've got the freedom of the park. Let's just come up here saying Madison needs to change his boots. Yes, he bloody does. There won't be much stoppage time. Oof. That wasn't necessary, Sumare. It wasn't necessary at all. Facebook, I'm not even going to read that out. Put your name at the end or register, and I know who you are. But I'm not reading Facebook messages out without any names. Right, you might be quite right. It's nice down this end of the country. Plymouth's a good day out. My daughter-in-law to be used to go to college at Plymouth, so my son knows the way. Fair point, David. Fair point. The worry is every time Fulham come forward, they look like they could score. If results don't go for us today, I'm just wondering. I know obviously Forest have got Southampton 3-0. Right, John, I'm sorry. You're getting banned. I'm sorry, mate. You've been warned. If you want to act like a wanker, I'm going to treat you like a wanker, and you are going to get blocked. He's been blocked, Doug. Well, we wanted a goal before half time, and it's come, but it's come to. Sorry, I blocked him, mate. I blocked him. I think I override you with it being my channel. No, it's okay. As I say, I made the decision to block him. I don't know what to say. I really do not know what to say. Just wait for the half-time whistle to go. I think there's only a minute on, and then we'll get Brad in. We've got no chance of beating Liverpool at home. We couldn't beat Liverpool women at home. No disrespect to Liverpool women. We've got double Brad at the moment. Oh, Brad's gone. And there it is. It is half time. So if Brad wants to log back on, you are in double. I don't. Here we go. Let's have a laugh and let's see. He can't be smiling, surely.
Relegators. Put on our next sign name right now because that is pathetic. It's gutless. It's shambolic. It's awful. It's diabolical. It's actually a joke. What is that? I've just seen. We showed more heart and effort against fucking Man City than we just did against a bunch of whitewashers. That's an awful performance. It's dreadful. Make 11 subs. Make 22 subs. It won't make a difference. Fulham are going to smash us 7-0.
It's looking.
We should be 5-0 down at half time. Iverson, clown. Absolute clown of a mistake for the first goal. That's the worst bit of goalkeeping ever. I could have saved that drunk. Christensen, you ain't got a clue how to drive forward with a ball, mate. You knock it 30 yards in front of yourself and give it away. Samare must have deflated his muscles. Vardy, pointless being on the pitch again because he's getting no service. What's the point in Tillemans and Maddison being playing the centre mids? They're attacking midfielders. Castagne told you was a crock of shite this season. Shouldn't be on the pitch. I'm sick of this, Chris. Relegators. I've had enough. I'm not wasting 90 minutes. I'm going to show you what I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes doing. I'm going to be playing this because at least it won't piss me off and disappoint me. Right? Because that is shambolic. 4 games left of the season. Your team's going down. They're fighting for their lives. And you're putting a first half performance like that. Get in the bin. Get in the bin, all of you. Call up the under-21s. Get them all in the team against Newcastle. Because at least I expect them to get battered 7-0 by Newcastle next week and Liverpool. It's pathetic, Chris. I've had enough. I ain't bothering. I'm going to put Leicester on in the radio so I can do a bit of full time and talk about how badly we've lost. Because that first half has just shown me they've gave up. I don't understand where it's come from. I don't understand at all where it's come from. I'd rather sit and put my Xbox on than watch Leicester play right now. You know what Tottenham did? Start doing it now, Top. You're in the stands. You got good signal. Connect to the Fulham Wi-Fi. Start refunding every single fan that's gone. Because that is not what we deserve as football fans. It's pathetic. It's shambolic. It's every word you can think of to describe bad.
Anyway, so how are you feeling, Brad?
I'm on the fence, mate, about that first half.
I thought you were. And look, I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I will cry. I thank you for having the rant because it's basically saved me because I cannot argue at all with that, any of what you've said. I'll go even further and say, Top, you look pissed off sat there, but you've got to take the blame for this. You have got to take the blame for where we are because you left it too late to make these changes. Had you made these changes post-World Cup and you'd grown a pair of round spherical objects, we might have actually not been in this position or been in a position where losing doesn't matter. So he has to take the blame. Equal measures with obviously the bell end as well. Dare I say, Ward would have saved that first goal.
Anybody would have saved that goal. Rab Douglas would have saved that first goal.
Oh my God. What about Zila?
Conrad Logan. Ron Zila would have tipped it onto the post. It might have still gone in, but he'll at least tipped it onto the post. What in the hell was he doing? Right? I get it, it's a dangerous ball in, right? But you can see as a goalkeeper, you get an idea of that ball dropping. You go, okay, I know roughly where this is going to be. What does he do? He does this. Oh, there's a ball. A ball coming towards me, and then he has to dive so awkwardly that he's never going to get a save on it. What he should have done is got straight on his line because then he's got the easiest save in the world. No Fulham player was near it. No Fulham player was near enough to cause confusion. It's actually ridiculous. It's just, I mean, what's the point? So, no, De Gea. Yeah, there you go. Finally, Geordie's got it right. One keeper that would have probably thrown it in his own net is De Gea. Yeah. But he had no pressure on him. It's not like he had 3 or 4 players crowding him and he couldn't do anything about it. But what was the game plan today? Yeah. Walk out there blind and swing a leg at it and hope for the best. Harvey Barnes, get off. And start off with. Samare, Connie didn't eat his Weetabix and shredders and work out on the gym today. He's been useless. Take him off, get on Dewsbury Hall. Don't take off Pratt, take off Barnes, put on Daka. It won't save anything. We've lost this game, and I think it's only going to get worse. It ain't going to get any better. But maybe give players that give a shit a go. That's more towards Barnes, because Barnes looks like he doesn't give a shit. He looks hopeless. He looks like he can't be arsed.
He's been linked away. I mean, 3 points I've made.
I'd throw him away right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, just showing that the first goal again, and they're saying that he didn't come for it. Ian, you're a goalkeeper. You know more than I do. They're saying that he didn't come for it because obviously it was a free kick, and he felt that if he went, they are guessing that he felt that if he went in to try and get it, there's so many players there that it could have taken a deflection and gone in anyway.
But at least then we couldn't have berated him for doing. So he chose. So what you're telling me, according to the commentators, is Iverson had two choices: backpedal, go forward, and he chose neither. So he did nothing. Fuck what he did against Everton.
Yeah.
Right now, he's lucky he might be joining the Madison club for me, because that was shambolic.
Yeah.
Do one or the other. At least then we've got something to fall back on and go, well, it took a deflection, you can't do nothing about it. Because I tell you what, if he does one of them, he either saves it or he collects it. Instead, he did nothing, and then he got beat by a bounce of a ball.
Yeah.
Sunday League would have saved it, mate.
Let me just bring this in, because I want to just answer this back to Dave, because he said, Chris, it's time to stop blaming everyone else and yet leave the players out of your criticism. I don't think you've been watching this this preview, this watch-along, David. Or if you have, you've certainly been watching it with the sound down, because you will have heard me criticise Maddison. You'll have heard me criticise Castagna. You'll have heard me criticise Barnes. Those are the three players that I have criticised, definitely, and Everson for that first goal. But look, I'm not blaming the players, am I, David? No. How many do you want me to name? There are 4 players that I've blamed for the way we've been doing it this afternoon. But we cannot sack 11 players. Common sense. We can blame. We can get a new chairman. We can get a new manager. We can't the space of a couple of minutes, or a couple of months, get a whole new team in, unless you call Nottingham Forest. But I'm sorry, I have criticised the players, definitely. And I think you've heard me, Brad.
Oh, yeah, I've heard you over the past few months, and what feels like about 10 years this season's been that dire to watch. And it is. I'm at that point now where it's like, I would rather see some of the youngsters being played, because at least, they'll put the pride in, they'll put the effort in.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably shy before that Brookline. I mean, what I don't understand, right, is he went attacking with his wingers, but then proceeded from the start of the game to put Maddison and Tielemans alongside Samore. So he completely took the attacking impetus that we needed going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm agreeing with Craig. Chuck Barnes in the under-12s, he probably only managed to get a substitute appearance.
I'm going to, again, he's making some good points, and it's his opinion, and he's entitled to his opinion. It's as relevant as mine, yours, anybody else's. Just tell me what Dean Smith has improved other than bringing in Cags. We would struggle to say this performance is better than the worst under Brendan. This 45 minutes has been awful. I have seen worse under Brendan, definitely. If you look at...
Are you sure?
Well, I think so. But look, this game, we had 15 shots in the return fixture earlier in the season in one game. By the time Brendan left, we were getting... Well, we didn't have that many shots in 5 games. In fact, we went 100 and odd minutes, 180 minutes without even having a shot on target. Whether it would have been any worse or not, would you have seen us getting anything, though, if we'd kept Brendan? What would you have done, David? Would you have got Jesse Marsh in? Would you have kept Brendan? Because we wouldn't be any better under Brendan. I grant you. I'm not saying it would be any worse, but we certainly wouldn't be any better if we'd kept him.
The thing is, Dave's got something very spot on in his comment there. He just give it a little bring back up, so I can make sure I word it right. And this has been the biggest problem all season, regardless of Brendan and his tactics. When the chips are down, we capitulate. And when the chips were down against Leeds, we got lucky that they couldn't finish the dinner, and we nabbed an equaliser. When the chips were down against Everton, we got a free ticket back into the game, because we were looking like getting battered in that game. I was sat there 1-0, Chris, thinking I'm going to come on at half time. Obviously, technical issues. weren't the case. But I was thinking, coming on at half time, and I was thinking, we're going to be 3-0 down. You know, I thought the way Everton playing, we got given a free ticket back into that game, and we still didn't come away with 3 points. Today, the second we went 1-0 down, when we had no impetus to going for it, Fulham dominated the 10 minutes and 14 seconds it took for them to put the ball in the net. So we didn't even have anything to fall back on and go, we've got something to go at here. We just imploded. I mean, that defence, you could have had 10 defenders in that team and they were leaving gaps. It's pathetic. I ain't up for this. This ain't Man City, so I don't care about the second half. I don't care if we lose 3-1 or 3-2 and we say we won the second half. We ain't getting no points. Sorry.
I'm trying to
feel a snip.
And again.
Sneezing.
And again.
I mean, we can make 5 changes, though, Steve. We could make 11 changes. It wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't.
No. We do capitulate. Like I say, and I'm just saying to see if David has replied at all to that. Let's just have a look. I'm not reading Facebook messages out, as you can see there. If you can't be bothered to either sign in to StreamYard or at least, I always say, put your name at the end. I'm just ignoring your comments. We can only make 5 changes. My 3-2 was my prediction. Yeah, you didn't come in with it early enough. Sorry, mate. Barnes is so overrated now. I think they all are. D. Smith will make changes at half time. Brendan would wait until the 70th.
Well, there you go. Brook Lyons gave you the only positive change apart from Cags that he probably does. I hope he makes 4 changes. I hope he makes 5 changes.
Yeah. Fox Live Legend says it'll be 4-3 Leicester. Steve Smart, we've got us relying on Leeds. This is that we are relying on Leeds, and the way Everton played against, just the way Leeds played recently, I think we're hanging our hat on a hook that's not there. Just updating my bio. Championship, here we come.
I'm going to go, Chris, because I think the second half should have started or kicked off. Not that I'm watching it. I'm going to put LCFC radio on, and I'm going to listen to our defeat. And
it hasn't kicked off at my end yet. Maybe we can.
Oh no, we had a few minutes delay, didn't we?
Maybe we can just sneak on the women. Do you think they'd
Can't go any worse?
Oh no, they play bloody better. To be honest with you,
beat Liverpool 4-1. I know they took a defeat to Arsenal recently, but the way they're looking right now, they're 2 points above their relegation zone and everything. It just, and thank you for the blessing me there. I hate sneezing. Thank you, everybody, for blessing me there. It's forgiving your sins.
Not for me. It's been the most exciting part of the show.
Yeah, well, I showed more effort in my sneezes than they did on the pitch.
I'm going to make a note of that. Brad sneeze half-time highlight.
Yeah, might want to clip it and show it back on and send it to LCFC so they've got something to look back on.
I'm going to say it would be the thing, but that to me is the highlight of the show.
Hey, I'll let you have that one. We've got to share about something, haven't we?
Yes, yeah. Let's go 3 to draw a point. Jesse Marsh didn't want to come here, though. I know. I'm just saying. I'm just naming other managers.
Actually, Jesse Marsh didn't feel he was capable to undertake the task of keeping Leicester in there. He didn't want to come because it wasn't a case of, no, I'm better than Leicester. It's, no, I can't.
Coming on. Tete is coming on.
Great.
Can I say as well, David, every manager we've had, apart from 2 or 3, have been sacked at some point. Rodgers was sacked by Liverpool, so we shouldn't have gone for Rodgers. Who else have we had that's been sacked? I'm sure 1 or 2 other managers. So I'm afraid that shoots your argument down. But like I say, thank you for your opinion. Your opinion is valid.
Yeah.
Just a bad day at the office. Where have you been, David? No disrespect, mate. It's been a bad fucking year at the office. Anyway, they're back out now. Not sure who Tete is on for.
Probably Pratt.
Probably. Yeah, you're quite right. Tete for Pratt.
Oh, it's just like having Brandon at the wheel, isn't it? Like for like. Fuck me,
Yeah.
Dean Smith.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Right, I'll see
All
you
right,
at
mate.
full
See
time,
you at
mate.
full time. Enjoy Bandicoot, whatever it is you're playing.
Crash Bandicoot, I will do, mate, because at least he'll die and put his body on the line for me. I like this football
Take
club
care,
right now.
buddy. See you
See you
later.
later.
See you later. Oh dear. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. There's a lot. We've kicked off. Leicester all in blue, 3-0 down. 45 minutes to probably save their Premiership status. Tete is on for Pratt. I don't get that, but still, there we go. All in blue, kicking left to right. And while in their white tops, black shorts, and white socks, Fulham are kicking right to left. It does very much remind me of the season we went down to League One. It was a case of, well, it's going to happen just when. We were almost sleepwalking into that. And when we are with this one. Forest will beat Southampton, yeah. No, it's a fair point, David. It is a fair point. I just think we're no different. Would we have got points against Leeds and Wolves? 3 points against Wolves and points against Leeds and Everton. We'll never know. At this performance, he's not brought anything to us. The last couple of performances, I thought he had. But no, you're quite right. And like I say, mate, disagree all the time, some of the time, but I do respect your opinion. Leicester coming away now in the midfield. Maddison with a shot which is straight at the defender in front of him. Waste of bloody time. I'll not have far to travel to Rotherham next season. Goalkeeper is the only player who's playing well. Vardy the only one with passion. I feel for bad. Oh, you don't feel sorry for me. He only comes on at half time. I have to sit here and describe this shite to you. Use it as a meme. It'll probably get clipped. Brad, please stay. You're making me happier. He's got a Ranieri. Yeah, he was sacked, wasn't he, before we got him? That is a very good point. He was sacked by Greece before he came to us. Barnes had a shot there, but it was saved by Leno. He was sacked by Greece, of all places. And in fairness to Everson, and I was tongue-in-cheek when I said about Ward saving it. I did want Ward to be number one at the start of the season, but Everson has definitely got to be there. He's definitely the better of the two goalkeepers. He had one bad decision. Apart from that, I don't think he's been at fault for the other two goals. I know, but we needed a change of some description, because I think if we'd stayed with Rodgers, we would have been in that bottom three more cut adrift than we are. I just don't know who would we have got. I mean, I just don't think stopping with Fulham are a bit annoyed there. They wanted a free kick, but didn't get it. Christensen brings the ball forward, loses it, but it's a free kick, throw in on the far side. I just don't know who there was. I don't think sticking with Rodgers would have helped at all. I think he'd lost it. He wanted to go. He wasn't interested in staying. It's like that, like when you've handed your notice in at work and you've given 4 weeks' notice. Those 4 weeks you don't want to be there. You don't do anything extra. You just do what you've got to do. Well, we certainly won't do a Burnley. That is it. I wish I had your optimism, David. I really do. No, and I said at the start, would we have been that well? And I'm going to put myself in this bracket. Would we have been that welcoming of Smith had he not brought Craig Shakespeare with him? I wonder. It certainly sweetened the pill, didn't it? And it's 4-0. Look, I haven't even updated my name. It's 4-0. Bad 7 was probably quite right. You know, when we said our goal difference was probably the one thing that was going to keep us up. (4-0). I've got to write something for the BBC tomorrow. I just really, really, really don't know what to say. Probably. At least you know who's going to win the Grand Prix at the start. Yeah, I agree, Matthew. I think there'll be a lot gone next season. If we go down or if we stay up, Tielemans is off, we know that. Maddison we're going to sell to cash in, and hopefully he goes. But there's so many players out of contract. Barnes is probably another sellable asset. I don't think we will, Craig. I honestly don't think we will. Maddison's now trying to buy a free kick. Did you any luck with the getting a certain gentleman on at all, Craig? 3-2 is off. Anything is off, to be honest with you. Yeah, it is embarrassing. I can't really argue with you, told you. I can't really argue. And Barnes gives away a free kick. Yeah, but at the moment it's getting worse, isn't it? This is worse. We were happy that we only lost 3-1 to Man City. Oh, that won't damage our goal difference. Bloody hell. Look at this lot. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. God help us if they've been playing. It's your fault then, Jeff. Cheers, Jeff. It's the only thing that might keep me going. Oh, coming forward. Leicester can't get it away. Castagna, well, why don't you just fucking kick it anywhere? Don't just, hold on to the ball. Vardy plays it forward, but Tete, he doesn't run for, well, he runs for it, but no effort in the run there. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. Can you imagine it? Imagine the Fulham fans are singing "We Want 5." Yeah, cheers, buddy. Yeah, I think you're right, Gray. I repeat my question of last night. Was this our last chance of 3 points? Maddison going for glory again, straight at the goalkeeper. So our goal difference is now up to minus 17. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, LCFC, and to be honest with you, it hurts more because of the success we've had. But I mean, for those older ones amongst us, I'm in my 60s. I'm sure Jeff is there as well. A few people in the chat. We remember, we've had bad times as well. We've had the good times now, but before we've had bad times, we're having bad times again now. It's a free kick to Fulham. Yeah, like you say, it is new. Who will buy any of these players? To be honest with you, mate, there'll be a few teams. Team goes down. Look at Burnley. They sold quite a few of their players. We've bought from Hull in the past when they went down. Oh, this is embarrassing. Player right out here. Castagna is not. He just doesn't not. He does not pick up. He likes to go into the centre, Castagna, and I don't. Again, the fucking player was out wide. Nobody was marking him, Castagna. What the fuck is the point of being a right back when you don't pick up players that are coming down that side? Oh, we've got a goal back. We've got a goal back. I can't even get excited by that. Half an hour. Castagna then actually does put a good cross in. He makes a run, lovely run down the right, crosses it over. It comes to Maddison, slips it outside to Barnes. God, Maddison passed, Barnes scored. Maybe Castagna heard what I said and decided to put an effort in. So it's 4-1. Tielemans is off. Oh, fucking hell, indeedy. Seriously? What's the point of bringing a bloody defensive midfielder on? It's really important, we want to sort of not make sure we don't concede anymore. No, we want to fucking make sure we go and score a few goals, you comic. Fucking indeedy on. 4-1, just a mere consolation. Right, JJ, you're getting a timeout. Jay, you getting a time out? Obviously, me say, the fact that we watch alongs, giving spoilers, you obviously think it doesn't apply to you guys. Time's out. Next time you get a block, as the guy did earlier. I'm past giving a shit about any of you now. If you do spoilers, then you go. Yeah, LCFC. I was just updating something. Madison trying to go past 3 players when 2 would have done. BBC is saying it was something for the fans to cheer. I don't think so. Corner for Madison. And there's another corner. Their Tete is playing better than our Tete. I mean, we're 4-1 down. Why the fuck don't you bring Daka on? Takes off Tielemans, who is allegedly one of our best players, and brings on the guy that likes to give penalties away. Why would you even put the score in the chat, Chris? To be honest with you, mate, I put the chat. By the time I put it in the chat, it I don't know who you're having a go at there, Fox for Life. Oh, it's a penalty. Leicester have got a penalty. Explain what you mean, Fox for Life. I know if Madison picks this up, I am. And to be honest with you, if you're having a go at me, LCFC, it's my channel. I do what I want. Vardy earns the penalty again. Nice one, Vards. Oh, the VAR are looking at it. Oh, fuck off. No, yeah, well, the goalkeeper touched the ball first. To be honest with you, I don't know. Fox for Life. Whatever happens, they've gone anyway. Jamie Vardy's holding the ball. Not sure what's going on at the moment. It looks like it is a penalty. Vardy's taking it. Vardy is taking it. I don't look. I'm looking. I don't look. I am looking. And Vardy misses it. How the bloody hell? Well, I take it all back, James Maddison. Vardy's crap at taking penalties as well. At 4-2, who knows what could have happened? In fairness, I'm surprised the VAR gave it because he did get his hand to the ball, but it doesn't matter now anyway. Well, we've had 14 attempts, one more than Fulham, and 7 on target, one more than Fulham. "5-1, for fuck's sake." I really, seriously have no fucking idea what to say. Yeah, you're right, Leicester. It was over, but at least at 4-2, we might have, at least put a fight up, go down fighting. They won't go down to goal difference, Doug. We'll be down anyway. Fair effort from Maddison for the free kick, but embarrassing, Brad. Totally and utterly embarrassing. I mean, it's just like watching Manchester City against Rochdale. Yeah, go on, Maddison. Don't pass. A bit late now. Tete with a chance just goes wide of the post. Be careful, Matthew. So 75 minutes gone. And off comes Samari. Christensen. Not sure who else has come on. Thomas has come on. And Vardy's off. So KDH is on. Thomas is on, and Daka is on. Strange we've got a defensive left back on. Yeah. Well, we couldn't do any worse, Gray, could we? They're making substitutions as well for Fulham. Mina and Pattison are starting for Everton in the game that will be kicking off very, very shortly. At 5 o'clock, so it'll kick off for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes to go here. 20 minutes of absolute. Dear what, Jeff? Dig up Frank Worthington and get him out of retirement. He couldn't do any worse than this lot. I don't think they're destroying our club. We've been in worse positions. We went down to League One. We've come back from it. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, do you refund them the money for this? But then again, I think all the season ticket holders should have their money refunded. Fucking hell, we couldn't pass wind. None of our players could get into the women's team, mate. It's a penalty now. It's another penalty. It's another penalty. Now this is going to be interesting. No fucking spoilers. Do I make myself clear? You will be kicked out straight away. It was a clear penalty to Leicester. Sorry, LCFC. Oh no, Maddison's got the fucking ball. So it's Maddison to take the penalty. Sends Leno the wrong way. 5-2. He learnt from last week. Bit too much too soon? Or a bit too much too late, I should say. 5-2, can't even get excited. Gotta say, Maddison, pressure would have been on him to take that penalty. But he got it. He got it. Yeah, I'd like another 3 for Leicester, but we've only got 9 minutes to go. Willian, Kearney and Wilson are off for Fulham. Is that Willian? I want to call Willian. I always call him that. So they're all off for Fulham. And coming on, Solomon, Reed and Cabano. Or Cordova, Reed and Cabano. Ball's gone out for throw-in. Tete couldn't be asked to run for it. Fulham fans look glum. Oh, now it's KDH's turn to slip over. They haven't got it away yet. They've still got it on the far side, Fulham. Yeah, East side. I think you're 100% right. 100% right. $47 watching, 32 likes. Let's see if we can get that up, guys. Hit that like button. It really, really does help the channel. Capitulation, you could say. So Intra's given away a free kick. I don't know if... I tell you what, I'd be hard pressed to pick a man of the match here. Aye. You had a certain Nigel Pearson as a manager then. I wonder what ever happened to him. Jimmy Glass. Oh, Soyuncu. Now that's what you say, putting your body in the way of the ball there. Maybe some of his teammates ought to learn by that. Fraser's got it in defence. Free kick to no. Not a free kick to Leicester. Well, 6 of one and Arsenal of the other. Fulham get the decision though. Which could have gone either way, to be honest with you. Although the first tackle was a free kick to Leicester, so maybe that should have been given. 5 minutes of this rubbish to go. Again. Castagna, leave now. On the far side to Tete. Oh, for fuck's sake, Tete. Chipped into the box, but easily headed away by Fulham. Headed back on. Oh, fucking hell, Sumare. Oh, indeed, whoever one it was, who fucking knows? You're all as bad as each other. Fox for life. I really had to read that twice then. I thought, you haven't really put that, have you? Indeed, he had the ball and he passed it straight to a Fulham player. Who knew? Who knew? Tete gets a bit lucky, comes away with it down this right-hand side. Plays it in, but plays it to a Fulham player. And we've got one back, 5-3. Barnes gets his second. I can't get excited, but there we go. 5-3 it is. Bit of a cock-up by the Fulham defence, if I'm honest with you on that one. I think if I'm honest with you, it flatters us. There was a good assist by Daka. Daka closed them down there. Madison turns on the ball, chips it forward. James, I'm going to have to time you out. I often said, how often? No fucking spoilers! Are you all that thick that you can't get it through your head? I give up with some Leicester fans. I really do. I don't know whether you're naturally thick or you go to thick school and practice in front of a mirror. No, somebody had said it before you, mate. Somebody said it before you. But two wrongs don't make them. You've got away with it this time, but no wrongs. Two wrongs don't make a right. Just because somebody else has said it, you shouldn't be saying it anyway. You're lucky I didn't blank you as well, Fox. But again, I don't know where anybody's ever read two wrongs make a right. In fact, because you put it in, I've got to be fair. I've got to put you in timeout as well. I don't know. There's a couple of them that haven't been running. Believe it or not, Doug, I don't give a shit who's in the championship playoffs at the moment. Sorry, mate, but I really, really don't. But appreciate you adding it to the chat. Don't know where that 6 minutes actually came from. Free kick there by KDH, which, yeah, I've got to say, it probably was a free kick. Yeah, Doug's allowed to swear. He's a mod, so he's allowed to swear. Sometimes it's the only way to get through to some of the thick buggers that follow football. Yeah, quite right, Doug. With some of the people in here, it's easy to get mad. So it looks like it's going to be 5-3. I've got to say that is very, very flattering. Just blow your whistle, ref. Do us all a favour. And there it is. It's all over, guys. Fulham 5, Leicester City 3. What an absolute embarrassment. I really, really just don't know what to say. Guys, I'm just going to be back. Well, I'm going to go for 5 minutes, have a piss, and then I'll be talking to Brad when we come back.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Flatters us, that score?
I'll tell you exactly what that score reads to me, mate. I'll be perfectly honest. I ain't going to sugarcoat shite after that. It was Fulham brilliance 5, Fulham sloppiness 3.
Yeah.
Let's face it, can't sugarcoat it. It weren't like second half against Man City. That was a team that scored the 4th, went on the beach, and came back and went, "Oh Christ, nearly lost it. Oh well, at least we scored 5."
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's embarrassing to be a Leicester fan after that, isn't it?
It is. The thing is, right, and I'm going to do this whole all papering over the cracks thing, Stern fans. It pisses you off more because you think, how have we got in a position in that game where Vardy scores that penalty and we got 6 minutes to go with it and somehow nick something we didn't deserve? I mean, if you're going to ask me for any positives from that game, it's we're only minus 15 and not minus 26 because I don't know how we've got away with only losing that game by 2 goals, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't celebrate any goals. I don't know if you did. I didn't celebrate any of the goals. The fans didn't. The players didn't. And I know why. Marco Silva, what a manager. Because he was apoplectic at 4-1. He was apoplectic at 5-2. He was fuming at 5-3. He's probably got in that dressing room going, we've just lost that second half 3-1 to a game that was dead and buried. You know, and that tells you the difference in the mentality. He's going to be annoyed at his players for conceding 3 second half goals.
I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, I couldn't pick a man of the match. But I've got to say, on 75 minutes, I mean, first of all, the half-time change, Pratt going off and a bigger Pratt coming on. Who was it who came on at half-time?
You know what? Credit where it's due. Tete actually had some moments today.
Oh, he didn't.
With the ball.
No, he didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I mean little fancy moments, but yeah, no, nothing.
He couldn't hold on to the ball. He couldn't pass a shit. You know, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't know if you were watching Crash Bandicoot or the game, to be honest with you, and I'm not going to dig at you here, you know that. But look, I just don't think... I saw there was a ball that was going to go out of play. He could have run after it and got it, but he couldn't be fucking arsed to put the effort in to run for it.
It's almost like he admitted defeat before he got there.
Well, not like he couldn't be fucking bothered. He thinks, I'm not going to be here next season.
Well, again, that deal's still shrouded in whether it's going to happen or not. But he looked like a player that lacked the belief in his own ability to get there. Because you look at the glimmers of hope, and I'm going to call them glimmers of hope because I'm past clutching at straws, mate. The straws have been put in the cupboard. I don't even know what I'm clutching at here. Help me out, guys, in the comments, and yourself, Chris, here, trying to clutch at something. But look at the first goal we scored. Castagne did not give up on that ball. And I am going to give the smidgen bit of credit to some players in that second half. Regardless of Fulham taking their foot off the gas, they still tried. I mean, it was awful, but scoring 3 goals is better than no goals, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I'm clutching at air and grasping at anything that I can think of as positive. But where was that for 45 minutes? Because what Fulham did in that 45 minutes has been a long time coming, I'm afraid. And that is, they took every opportunity that they had.
Yeah.
You know, Everton didn't, but they still got 2. Leeds didn't, and then we got away with a point. Wolves didn't. We won that game. Man City did it in the first half, didn't in the second. Could have been that second half point against Man City, even though we lost 3-1, was more heart and determination and worrying for the opposition than what we did to Fulham in that second half.
Yeah, we're all here for the therapy, Matthew. Told you, says he likes it when I get mad. Well, you've liked most of this season then. Excuse me. it's funny how people can't understand a simple rule. I've had to block 2 people today and time out 4 for spoilers. They obviously just do not get it at all. I think the words you're looking for is thick as pig shit. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's not hard. If you know the goal's gone in, type your comment, but don't press send until Chris is react, because at least then Chris will know you're just posting
yeah.
your
What's
thoughts
going
on
to
a goal.
happen is that I will not. I'll make the screen big so I can't see any comments, or
Yeah.
I'll make the show where you can't comment.
Yeah, and that's not what we want, because we like your guys' involvement. We like your thoughts, and a lot of you put in some good thoughts and comments about it. We were dead in the second half.
Idea, but it's the few idiots that, with the IQ of a prehistoric monkey, that can't work it out for them, spoil it for the rest of people. Ray, we are going down. We are. James Webb. I mean, I timed him out, and then Matthew, you're a gentleman, sir. Thank you so very much. I under normal circumstances, Matthew, I would have found it funny, but again, my humour's deserted me today, which I'm sure you understand. But I really do appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much. The good thing about the second half, my bet came Barnes brace. When you're saying, I don't know who you're referring to, Lester. I hope you're referring to people in the chat. Tetty was amazing. What game were you watching? Really? Amazingly average. I'm sorry, I didn't see him put a good. He had one shot that went just wide. Didn't see particularly a hell of a lot of good passes. Didn't see him running for the ball when he could have got that and kept that in, but he couldn't be asked to run. I think you were watching a different game, Ray, or we were just both of us were watching different games.
The thing is, Chris, and I will put this out there for Tete, is he did a hell of a lot more than Dennis Pratt did. And I know that's not much to go on with what Pratt was doing in that first half, but at least there was something there. I go, we'll give him that much. He might have the stable legs of a baby giraffe, but at least he did something on that right hand side.
Yeah.
We couldn't beat you if you put your under 12s out to the Geordie, to the Newcastle. We couldn't beat you if you put your under 12s out.
No, we couldn't. It's as simple as that. English people don't appreciate flair. I remember once somebody saying that flair players are all very well and good, but not when you're in a fight. It's like being in the middle of Helmand province, like you're saying, you sat there with all your medals on. I mean, fuck all. But if you're not prepared to get up and fight, then what's the point?
I would argue back. Sorry, Chris, just to cut you up there. I would argue back, tongue in cheek, this, Ray. But the only time any Scottish people see flair is when they sign a foreigner at Celtic or Rangers. So nip that in the bud about English, because the only time you see any flair is when it's. I'm sorry. Look at Celtic's side. Look at Celtic's side.
Ray. I didn't go there.
It's tongue in cheek, Ray. I only mean it in jest, because I know you're a Leicester fan as well, and you don't probably care about them. I mean it tongue in cheek. I'm just getting a little bit bitty with you, right, mate? I don't mean it. I'm just trying to to you and your flair comment sort of thing.
He's Canadian.
Oh well, he's got more sense. He's a polite person. Them Canadians, I love them. Ian Hume is my favourite Leicester player. Love you, Ray. Love you.
The thing is, look, you've only got to take when we do Jordan's player ratings and compare them to Brad's player ratings. It's all about opinions. I wasn't impressed with Tete. Not saying that Pratt had a particularly good game, but then who did? It's like, saying cream rises to the top. Yeah, but you've got to have some decent milk for it to rise on. That was all like looking milk that's gone off and stinks from like 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Tielemans offer indeed, just what we needed on 59 minutes. Another defensive midfielder. Yeah, let's hold to 4-1. Hold on to a 4-1 down loss. Dean Smith. Fucking hell, you've been listening to Adam Sadler or what? And then Vardy misses the penalty.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ironic that he misses one, we get a second one, and Maddison scores it. You're thinking you could have saved that for last Monday, mate, and we might not be too bothered about losing to Fulham. Well, I mean, we'd be bothered, but you know what I mean. Right? We'd be going, oh well, at least we've got a couple of point gap or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, look, I know what you're saying there, Craig. I mean, you type as long as you talk. It's brilliant. I love you, Craig. Really. But the problem is, right, the only saving grace we've got from that game is we lost by 2 and not by 7 or 8. Because we are now in a situation where I'm with you, Chris. Unless 2 other teams lose all their games, sadly to say, it'll be Stoke on the. See, it's making me
again.
It's making me ill. It's making me ill for Leicester. It's not doing me any favours. But no, we need 2 teams at least now to lose every game.
Yeah,
because I just don't see where we get the point or 2 to stay up.
Well, as you can see there, forget West Ham. They're safe, 7 points clear. They're safe, no problem to West Ham. Well done, guys, and Bournemouth as well. Well done to them for staying in. That's a team that shows fight. I was on an Ant show yesterday. I wasn't on it. I was in the chat, and somebody suggested that Gary O'Neill would be an option. I'm like, no disrespect, Craig, no disrespect, Bournemouth, but I think we've come a little bit further than that. I think he needs to earn his stripes a little bit before we take a gamble on him. He's only just kept Bournemouth up. Let's not go too mad. But well done on Bournemouth for staying up, and Wolves as well. They've all done well to stay up, especially the sort of seasons. Well, no, look where West Ham were. Look where Bournemouth got spanked 9-0. So well done to them. We're minus 15. Leeds are minus 25. Forest are minus 32. Everton minus 25. Southampton minus 32. I said, I think it was 5-1. I said, do you know what? Our one saving grace was our goal difference. And that's gone out the window now.
Yeah, well, it had at that point, and thankfully Fulham just couldn't be arsed and allowed us 2 more goals to kind of soften the blow of it. I mean, how can we be in a situation, Chris, where we played so badly and got ripped to shreds, and we're sat here thinking we were a Jamie Vardy penalty scoring away from thinking we might nick something? It's so bizarre. And again, I don't want to kind of speak positively about it, but I think we kind of, because we're kidding ourselves, but again, the only thing is they kept trying at least, and eventually, due to sloppiness, I don't care. It happened, but
yeah. I'm just going to see, Emilio, are you there? Hello, Earth calling Emilio. No, not very well at all. I can't see you, and we can hardly hear you.
Oh.
I can hear.
Let me try logging in again. Hold on a second.
No, that's it. I can hear. Oh, we can hear him then.
Yeah, I know. Sounds low, isn't it?
It's not a day.
Hang on a second. What have I done here? Let's get that back up. There we go. Look, I mean, yeah, it is the goal difference, but I mean, tonight we've got who's playing? Everton are playing at the moment. Or they're going to be playing. Yeah, they've been playing 15 minutes. Everton, and I don't even look to see what the score is. Oh dear.
Well, I mean, we've just done the exact opposite of what we need to do in the past 7 days, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh, it's 5:30. Sorry, 5:30 Everton kick-off. It was 5, sorry. And then Forest Southampton at 8, which I'm seriously considering doing a watch-along for.
I wouldn't, mate. It would depress you.
Well, who knows?
But the thing is, Chris, right now, does it matter if they lose their games? I mean, yes, it matters in the sense that Leeds, Forest and Everton didn't capitalise. But unless they do it next week and the week after and the week after that, we're not going to stay up. So it's kind of there's no point depressing yourself even more, mate. Why depress yourself even more to go and watch Fulham because they've just smashed us? Forest probably going to smash Southampton 4-1. Don't depress yourself, mate. Don't do it. Don't. You've got a weak heart. Don't do it at your end.
This is true. This is true. I asked this earlier, Terry. I asked exactly the same question in the watch along. If you're working your notice, would you put 100% in for the last month? Well, then it's a case of, those players shouldn't be being picked. I think it's as simple as that. Anthony says, yes, I should do it. Okay, let's try Emilio again. I'm not holding out much hope, but look, I can see him at this time. Let me just try and bring him in.
Is that better now? Can you hear?
I can. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can hear you loud and clear. The network in this area is awful, to be honest. I'm away from the ground now, about 10 minutes to walk away from the ground, so hopefully you can hear me better.
How, as a Fulham fan, first of all, congratulations, mate. You deserved it.
Thank you very much.
Say that it was like a dodgy ref or anything like that. Looking at that game and looking at Leicester, to say that we need the points to stay up, but you must have been pissing your pants.
To be honest with you, that game could have finished like 7-5, 9-8. It's literally you. First half, our keeper made a couple. There was one chance I think you should have scored. It was a cross into the 6-yard box. I think you should have tucked that in the back of the net. Our keeper made a good save. And first half, 3-0 up, I thought we were great coming forward. But I think you're your own worst enemy. Leicester defending was woeful. But if there was a bit more composure in front of goal, then that could have been 3-2, at least 3-1, if not 3-2, to be honest with you. So I thought we went into half-time slightly flattering scoreline. I didn't think we deserved to be leading by 3 goals. I thought you guys, as I said, a bit lacking composure in the area that it counts. But at the end of the day, you can't defend like that. In the past, we've defended like that and we've got relegated. So that's the only thing I worry about you, because you defended suicidally, as we did, to be honest, second half. We put ourselves under unnecessary pressure when we were cruising 5-1. We let you guys back in, but if there's any hope for you guys, at least you've got goals in the team. If you can sort out your defence in the next 3 games, you might have a chance. But you've got goals in attack, and that's probably a positive compared to some of the other teams around you.
Brad, point that Emilio was saying there. What has happened to our defensive set piece coach?
The problem is with our set piece coach is he can't help a goalkeeper who's got spaghetti arms for the first goal. I think it's just that it's an Achilles heel of Leicester that's been there for 2-3 years. You don't just ride that out over 6 months. You have to work on that through the season and on an off season. And he's only just come in this season, so there's just so much wrong with it. And you know what, Emilio is quite right. It's the weirdest game of football I've ever watched, because for a dominant Fulham side, we could have got a goal back before half time. We got a goal back in. You scored again, Emilio, and then we get a goal that we everybody's where they actually scored a goal, and then Vardy gets that penalty. And when it's 5-3, I don't know about yourself, because you obviously 5-3 is a little bit different. But you think was there any sort of fans going, well, thank God they didn't score that first penalty? Because it's somehow weird that we're sat here going, somehow we nearly got something in the strangest game ever.
Yeah. I'm annoyed. I was going to say pissed off. I will say pissed off. I'm pissed off that they only won 5-3. To be honest with you, I should be celebrating 3 points, 6 points ahead of our neighbours, Chelsea. Yeah, I'm disappointed we conceded 3 goals. You won that half, 3-2. You missed the penalty. But those last 2 goals that we conceded are sloppy. The ball for the second goal. It's Robinson, our fullback. I should have cleared that ball, but no, I think your attacker got to the ball first. Then we conceded a penalty, soft penalty, and then the back headed to the goalkeeper. Obviously, goalkeeper went one way, the defender went the other. 5-3. So come on, it's like this line is too close for comfort. There's another 15-20 minutes. I would have started worrying. I was fighting my fingernails when it's 4-1, saying, let's not get you guys back into the game early. Because if you get an early goal, that gives you hope. And the fact that you had more belief. And 4-1, I don't think you gave up. I just think a lack of quality, a lack of discipline as well. I think Maddison throwing his toys out of the pram when you needed him to step up and show some leadership there. For me, it's he's got all the credentials to be a top player, but is he the right player? Is he a luxury player when you're fighting for points at the bottom of the table? And there were moments of brilliance for him. There were moments of absolute madness, and the fact that he got that yellow card just shows. That's just you don't need players like that in your dressing room when the chips are down and you're fighting for points. That was what I saw. And then obviously your fans giving the whole of the squad a lot of grief when you're 3-0 down at half time. But no, give yourself some credit. You came back second half, you won that 3-2. A lot of that's because we defended awfully. And it felt like an end of season game for us. But the only hope I see for yourself is if you can get the discipline in front of goal, get Madison to show leadership and strength and belief as a leader on the pitch, then I think you've got enough. You've got 3 games to pick up 4 points, which I think you can do. To be on a minimum, you're going to need 4 points. Minimum.
I can't see us getting a point from another point this season, Brad.
No, it's just one of them because just when you kind of throw in the towel for Leicester and you think, okay, this game's gone, I'll go and do something else. I tried to play Crash Bandicoot, Emilio, because I thought you were going to score 4, 5, 6, and 7. And when you scored the 4th, I was like, I'm glad I've only got this on that sat at the side of me because I put it on. But then I sat in. This is what I mean. I'm sat here going, how have you dragged me back into and I'm listening to what you're saying from an opposition fan's perspective, going, if we can just do certain things better. I mean, I'm starting to the point where I think against Liverpool next Monday, we might as well just boot the ball in our own net because we don't seem to start to play football until we're a goal down. But what worries me is, I said to Chris, and Chris is very much in agreement with this, for several weeks now, we've been sat here going, oh, on another day, they would have scored 2 or 3. And in that first half, we're the first team since, I'm trying to think of one. Probably, I'm trying to think of a game where we got absolutely beaten, like badly in the first half. Probably Man City, I would say that. Probably since that game, and that was more, expected than yourselves. But that was the first time a team actually took their chances. And that's the situation we put it in. That's why you scored 5 goals today, because you took your chances.
Yeah, and that's just it gets... My disappointment from our side is that we just let you back into the game, but it was a very open game. Let's put it that way. I think it
looking at that,
came out of the blocks with more fight. Then I think you would have been a different scoreline. But I think you woke, like I said, maybe your point, Brad. I think you woke up a little bit too late. You're already 2-3 down by the time you started showing some belief and spirit. So we've got to get ourselves out of trouble. We've got a second half here. Get ourselves out of the shit. Excuse my French, and trying to come and play some football. In the second half,
I used a hell of a lot in the game, believe you me.
Yeah, but my worry is from our side, 5-3, and we probably should have won more comfortably. But if I was a Leicester fan, from what I saw on the pitch there, it's make a couple of changes in that defence, keep it tighter, and Madison has got to step up. This is where he wants to become a top class player. You need to fight when the chips are down as well. And sometimes he's just in and out of the game at times.
Indeed. I'm going to let you go, Emilio. Thank you so much for coming on. But one last question before I do. I mean, anybody that's just come in and thought, 5-3, that was a tight game. No, it wasn't. We were absolutely battered about. Can you see any hope of Leicester staying up this season?
So you've got Liverpool at home next. Who are the other 2 games you've got against?
Newcastle, West Ham at home, yeah.
I think you can beat West Ham at home. I think they've got little to play for. They'll probably be thinking about European football final. So I think that will give you some hope. I still think you can get something at Newcastle as well, because if you show fight and belief and the players turn up on the pitch. My only concern I have is your short-term manager. I think that's a very uninspiring manager choice. So and we've had this debate whether Rodgers should have gone earlier, didn't go. We are where we are. You guys are where you are. But I still think if you can show more character, more fight, more organisation. That's why Dean Smith was brought in, right? To make yourself a little bit more organised with John Terry's defensive qualities from the past. Then you can pick up 4 points. I think you can still stay up. You might have to be relying on other teams to do you a favour, and that's the thing. You've got goals. If you can score goals, you've got a chance. That's the thing. No one's going to beat you, score 5 goals against you every week. So if you can score 3 goals away from home and still lose,
you say that, and it's Liverpool, Newcastle coming up.
But Newcastle aren't firing on all cylinders, right? So I think Newcastle. Look, Arsenal destroyed them yesterday, and Liverpool is a good run at the moment. West Ham is 3 points.
We're not Arsenal. Emilio, thank you very much. Look, you beat us today.
Look, all the best. I wish you all the best at the end of the season.
Thank you very much.
Wish you luck, be positive, and
Congratulations congratulations to Napoli.
Thank you very much, Chris. It's double fate. Good season so far. Fulham staying up. And
Good weekend for you, isn't it? Especially.
exactly. But all the best, and I wish you all the best. I don't want you to go down. So yeah, I hope you can do it.
And well
Take
done
care,
on
guys.
a great season. Well done for you guys.
Thank you very much. Take care. Stay positive. Take care. Bye bye.
We'll try. Thanks to Emilio there, great friend of the channel. Naples fan, or Napoli fan, I should say Naples. Napoli fan as well, so he got a double whammy this weekend. Bournemouth, Brighton and Everton are on the pitch. Everton in their lovely pink shirts, which I'm not going to knock because, of course, we had lovely pink shirts a few seasons ago. Pickford's biting his nails. That's probably so he doesn't burst the ball. But, I mean, I just can't take anything away from Fulham because they totally deserve that. But like I said, if you just tuned in now and you go, Brighton 5, Leicester 3, that was a tight game. That must have been end to end. It wasn't tight.
No, it wasn't.
The scoreline flatters us.
No, unfortunately, I said it at the start, and I put a tweet out there before I came and joined you in the watch along, and that was it's finished. And it's Brighton, bloody yeah. It's finished. Fulham's brilliant 5, Fulham's sloppiness 3. And you know what? There's been 3 people on this watch along today, as far as I'm aware of. And the Fulham fans are most positive about Leicester than the 2 Leicester fans. And that tells you where it is, because the biggest problem haunted us for that whole game, because unfortunately we don't get any points for winning the second half. But even the second half, we won it 3-2.
Unless you drop Wallace.
Yeah, unless you drop Wallace. I mean, maybe we should implement the drop Wallace rule. That would help us. But again, even if you took it in that scenario that we were 3-2 winners of the second half, and you ignore the fact that Fulham were taking a foot off the gas because they'd already got the win secured, we didn't keep a clean sheet for that second half. And again, I know it's all ifs, ands and buts, but if you shore up that defence and play better defensively in that second half, different scoreline. Maybe a different outcome. Maybe we're sat here going, get in. Yeah, 3-0 down, 3-all, fantastic. Maybe we're sat here going, oh, yeah, 4-0 down, 4-all, fantastic. But we're not. And, we've got nothing to take.
I don't think I have celebrated Leicester's scoring goals any less than I have today.
No, I don't think anyone has. And do you know what? It's funny, people have been saying that it's got an end of season vibe. I'm going to throw you back to a more happier time. I'm going to throw you back to a more happier time. But the exact same scoreline happened on the last day of the season, and I think it was 97-98. And Leicester played Blackburn Rovers away from home, and we were 5-0 down. And then in the second half, Blackburn switched off. Leicester came out of them, and we lost the game 5-3. But I
think it was 87. When did you say?
No, Heskey was playing. It can't have been 87. It must have been 97 because it was a yellow.
Sorry, I thought you said earlier. Sorry, no, you're right. It was later because I was at that match. And
we had the yellow kit on, didn't we?
Yeah, and the reason I was at that match was because I was in the Blackburn end, because I was living in Blackburn at the time. I was surrounded by Blackburn fans, and it was the first game I took my future wife to, and it's surprised she never went to another Leicester game. But I've never not celebrated Leicester scoring. And when it got to 5-3, I'm surrounded. By that point, everybody had worked out I was a Leicester fan because I wasn't celebrating Blackburn goals. I was clapping, but thank God they won 5-3 because we had a laugh and a joke about it. But even then, back then, I think we actually started to cheer a goal because I think we grabbed the third with like 15 minutes to go. Hey, I knew it was like 97. I just didn't know which side it was. Oh, sorry, I don't know why. I thought you said 79 first. And when you said 79, I went, no, isn't it? Not 87, because I was thinking of the 70s. No, you're quite right.
Yeah. But no, again, and that tells you the difference in 2 different games, doesn't it? Because in that game, I remember I was a little knee-eye to a grasshopper, and we had to do, kids today, you won't remember the scene, but we used to have to check the scores on a thing called teletext. And I remember seeing it come over and it changed to 5-1 and then it changed to 5-2 and then it changed to 5-3. And my dad was like, "You're not going to come back. There's no way you're going to come back." But we scored at like the 70th minute. And I actually cheered the goal when it was 5-3. I was like, "Dad, we're gonna come back in this game." And I didn't feel that today. I kind of went, "Well, yeah, great. At least we're not 5-0. At least that goal difference hasn't taken a kick in." Because the only thing that didn't take a kick in the end was the goal difference.
Yeah.
There you are. That's the positive for today. A goal difference didn't take a kick in we expected.
No, and that is a good thing. But you just know that either ever. I don't care if Southampton win. I just don't want. No, I would say Northampton. What am I saying? I'm going to say congratulations. They got promoted today. Excuse me. I can see Everton or Forest. I can see one of them winning. Brighton letting us down again, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, the thing is, we do only need one of them to drop points today because Leeds, obviously, they lost, didn't they? I don't know.
I've got to be honest with you. I am no longer keeping notes of the scores. You have all the scores, sir.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But I don't want to give too much away, but I can pretty much guarantee that nobody got a point for the Leicester game. I don't want to say. I will confirm on the results afterwards, but I'm pretty sure no one went 5-3.
I'm just looking actually at the predictions that were made at the start. Fuck off.
Everton have scored, haven't they?
36 seconds, 1-0 to Everton.
Oh, that's us down then. Well done, Brighton. Yeah, useless.
And it's not even at Everton. What the? I wasn't even. I've got to watch the replay of this. What the fuck?
Maybe you should just can you edit your title and just do a watch along for their game? You might also just do a watch along for Monday afternoon, mate. At this rate,
right? Brighton get the ball on the near side. Bring it in. He's not. He's got no. Well, they give the ball away very easily. Comes down the right hand side. Lovely turn, in fairness, by the Everton player. Crosses it, and it's just tapped in, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Yeah, believe it or not, this isn't a spoiler, but nobody in the predictions on the show got the score right either.
Chuck, all right.
I've got to say, just last thing then, and I need to go because I haven't been toilet for about 3 hours, and at my age, I need to go more regular than that. One player that I'm going to say absolutely peed me off and has done so for the last 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 games, and that's Castagna.
Yeah, told you, mate. It's an absolute liability. I told you it was an absolute liability. He couldn't keep the ball in play, couldn't pass wind. I mean,
is nobody telling him that you are a right back, not a fucking centre back? So when you're a right back, have a look at who's coming down the fucking side of you and mark them. No. Yes, not. You don't seem to think that's anything to do with you because you've got your fucking cock so far up Faye's arse that you can't. I know you're both Belgian, but God's sake, brotherly love or what? Come back out and defend the player that's running down the left, surely.
You'd think that, mate, but he's not done that all season, and I'm now at the point where I'm gonna make a U-turn on what I said in the preview game. Get Ricardo back in as quick as we can, because at least he sticks to his position. Castagne's done for me, but yeah, it's not looking great, is it? Yeah.
Everton up to 16th, we are down to 17th.
Yeah, and now look, if that stays as it is, I mean, I know there's a long way to go in that game, but if that stays how it is, we're relying on Southampton to draw with Forest, and even that would send us into the bottom three, but it'd be better than them losing.
We're relying on Southampton to win. I don't even mind a Southampton to win. Tonight, Matthew, as they say. Right. But yeah, I really am getting fed up with Castagna. I am sorry. Brad, look, I won't give you channel a shout out. There's going to be a lot of changes on there soon anyway. But follow Brad at Full Time Focus. That was unlucky from Brighton. Especially if you want to join the Prediction League last year, because you have to follow Brad if you want to play. There's no prize because nobody wanted to pay to take part, so I'm not going to put a prize up. If you don't want to pay to take part, no prize. Simple as that. And then basically get your predictions in by, what did we say? Did we say Friday lunchtime or something we say, or Thursday night?
I think it was. It was one of the times.
It was one of the
You've got
two.
a graphic with. We've got a graphic of with the results, and I will say this now. I will let you know if you do this, but if you put the results in and don't tell me who the results for what team, I will tell you it's void. I need to know who it is because it's one of my pet peeves in prediction leagues, as Chris has found out. But please, if you're joining the league, brilliant. But make sure when Chris gives you the list of fixtures to predict for that week, just copy and paste it and take the V out and put your score in. Just make it simple for me because I'm not going through commas and full stops trying to figure out who's
quite
who.
right, quite right as well. And I don't expect you to. And if you so anyway, we'll be doing a show saying about the changes once we know which division we're in next season, which looks like we're doing this from next season, Doug. It hasn't started yet, but we'll be starting it next season. We're going to be doing a separate video, and Brad will probably on it with me when we're going to announce. There's a lot of changes coming to the channel. Like I said earlier, one or two that we've kind of started sneaking in, but some big ones coming out, and Everton are coming away with it again. And please, fucking Brighton, what are you doing? Right, I'm going to leave it now before I jump out the window, and it's still only 1-0 to Everton.
Fair enough, mate. I don't blame you.
Cheers, buddy, and I will see you. I don't know if I can be asked to do a review tomorrow night. To be honest with you,
I think we've reviewed it, and I think honestly we've reviewed it enough. What's really to talk about?
Yeah,
we ain't even got papers to put over the cracks on that performance, have we? Because there isn't any.
No, exactly.
I mean, I'll let you decide otherwise, but I can give you my ratings to put up on the Facebook page and Twitter.
Yeah,
still.
send those through anyway. Interesting to see who your man of the match will be. Let's just have a look, shall we, if Alan has actually been able to pick a man of the match out, because I'll tell you what, I would be bloody struggling.
I tell you what, I'm not going to say anything about mine. I'm going to just, because I'm going to do it not long after this. When I leave this, I'm going to think about it for a minute or two, and I'll give you my ratings, because I want to kind of do it purely off the game vibe. I don't really want to think about it.
No, basically, I'm going to quote his words here. Can't really say there was a man of the match, although Soyuncu tried to make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough man of the match. I will let you know in due course, mate.
Oh, yes. Da. I'm going to say one last thing before we go is, no, we're not definitely down yet, Jay, but the fat lady has definitely sung the first chorus. I've got to say, credit to Maddison. He stuck up to take that second penalty. His fucking nerves on that one, fair play to him, because he's missed that one. Vardy's missed one earlier. If he'd missed that one, well, he would have been absolutely roasted. But he did manage to put it away. I was quick enough to criticise him last week, so I've got to give him some praise this week for having the balls to stand up and take it and actually have a go at it and score it. Yeah,
and I suppose if you're really throwing positives out there, Barnes in an attacking role scores 2 goals.
Yes.
Maybe the solution's been staring us in the face. I don't know. Maybe football is simple, because we've been saying that for about a year and a half about Barnes playing more attacking. But there we go.
Brad, thank you very much, mate. At Full Time Focus, be sure to start following him if you're not already for the prediction league next season. All the best, mate. I'll speak to you probably tomorrow during the day. Send you a message and we'll decide what we're going to do.
No worries, mate. Yeah, no worries. I'll see you then.
It is the first Eurovision semi-final, so that might be a bit more exciting than talking about Leicester.
You get more of a better response, wouldn't you?
Ooh, just a little bit. Cheers, mate. I'll see you later. Love, shine a light. I'm going.
Oh, I'm going.
Making your mind up. He's gone. Cheers, Matthew, send me a tweet, mate. I'm just going to go and sort of do the other stuff for this, but do send me a tweet and I'll do that. Otherwise, I'm going to just sit here and cry on my own. Thank you to everybody that has been in the chat. I've got to say a huge thank you to Emilio for coming on. A bit difficult with the way things were going with the reception, but lovely guy. congratulations to Napoli for the season they've had, just winning the Italian league. And well done to Fulham for having a season where they've stayed up when, excuse me, not many people thought they would. Played well today, deserved it. Can't argue with that. So thanks to Emilio and thanks to Brad before, medium, and after, of course, on here. Thank you to everybody that's been in the chat. Too many to mention. If you've been listening to any of our podcasts on the main podcast platforms, I appreciate you lending me your ears. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and click that notification bell, and then you will never miss another show. And if you want to subscribe, $1.99 a month. Once we get up to a decent level, I'm looking around about 20 members, then we can actually have some member-only shows, which is what I am looking to do, if possible. So, this has been LTID TV. I've been Chris. This is Arnie. I'll see you later. Good night.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.